Today we follow the careers of twin brother quarterbacks TJ and JJ Comella, and for those of you who have watched NIU Dynasty, you'll be very familiar with these two. For those of you who have not watched NIU Dynasty, you definitely don't need to, because I'm going to give you a little bit of a prologue right now to kind of cover how things have gone up until the point in which they will be picking things up at the NFL level. So I'll have a timestamp where you could just kind of skip to the NFL career if you want to. If not, we can cover what led us to where they are now, as TJ was the #1 overall QB prospect, the basically golden child of the Comella family, #1 from day one, firstborn, first to be picking up the sport of football, first string quarterback. And while JJ always wanted to play quarterback as well, he was always told to be, go play something else. Your brother's the quarterback. You only need one quarterback. Go play wide receiver, go play cornerback, go play running back, go play literally anything else. And, it really hurt to have that be a reality for him. But when they finally got to the high school level, to no surprise, it was TJ once again being picked as the team's quarterback, and JJ finally put his foot down and said, no, I'm not doing this again. Let me go to a different school, let me go to a different place, and let me be their team's quarterback. It was a difficult family situation to kind of unravel with two kids in the same household going to different high schools, but they made it work. TJ not only met expectations, but surpassed them, running through the table of his high school level, not losing a single game, state champion, and crucially beating his little brother TJ both times in their encounters. As both quarterbacks, though, it wasn't just TJ coming out here being a 5-star guy. He was the #1 overall QB prospect, but JJ really surprised a lot of people by also rising up the ranks to becoming a 5-star quarterback, showing off the athleticism that he had developed over the years. I mean, for so long, he was told, go play receiver, go play running back, go play literally any other position. And because of that, well, he had a lot of knowledge on every position, including training quarterback on the side when he was younger. So he came in doing things that his brother could only dream of: the way he moved, the way he ran, the way he extended plays, the knowledge he had, the timing he had with his receivers after playing receiver for so long. So he was able to really click on a way that maybe many just didn't expect. Both of them rose to the ranks of being 5-star quarterbacks at a high school, and for both of them growing up in Wisconsin, it was their dream to go play for the Wisconsin Badgers. And, well, given the opportunity to go and snag the #1 overall quarterback, of course the Badgers chose TJ to go and fulfill that dream, and once again TJ was picked first over his brother again. Now, where did JJ go? Well, he went to Minnesota, which was a real stunner. He had his opportunity, being a 5-star quarterback, to go to a multitude of schools, but he didn't want to go to a place where he'd have to sit 3, maybe even more years to go and finally be a starter, because still there was a lot of uncertainty if he could be a guy for them, be a guy for Ohio State, Michigan, or wherever else in the Big Ten. He ended up stunning a lot of people, his family included, by going to the rival school, Minnesota, and getting an early opportunity to be their team's quarterback, as both TJ and JJ did sit in their freshman seasons, but in their second year, you're taking a look at their first ever matchup. It was a game to remember, a shootout like no other, as JJ came to play, but every single time it seemed like, maybe JJ was starting to make the conversation turn to him. Maybe he was the one worth talking about. Maybe he was the one worth cheering for, rooting for. Well, TJ always was able to play just good enough and snatched that right back, the conversation right back on him. The thing that made TJ special is, even though he's not quite the athlete that his brother is, he is lethal in the pocket. He was able to just deliver, and he has those ice cold nerves in him where nothing bothers him, nothing affects him, and he's got that rare intangible trait to where any under pressure situation he's able to handle with grace and make it look easy, whereas his brother always seemed to kind of press a little bit, always seemed to kind of force things, always seemed to kind of want to prove things too much. And a late touchdown there, even though it was a 49-46 battle, a late touchdown gave another victory. Older brother TJ, 3-0 against little brother, and both of them cementing themselves at the very least as future pieces of the college football landscape, as Minnesota and Wisconsin soared into the top 25 going into their second seasons as starters this time around. Wisconsin and Minnesota's battle closed the year took place in Wisconsin, the stadium that JJ wished that he could play at, the stadium that JJ hoped one day he could be the starting quarterback for. He just didn't expect it to be on the other side against his brother. They knew that always that dream was going to be conflicting because, well, there could only be one Wisconsin quarterback, as this game was really the big difference between these two. JJ trying to play hero ball, JJ trying to force things, JJ trying to be special, whereas TJ was just playing to win the game. And TJ, even though the numbers weren't as flashy, even though the statistics weren't as crazy, even though maybe you could say he got carried by his team a little bit, they got more open, they got better runs, they got better defense. He just played winning football, and he didn't let the moment be too much for him, whereas JJ, once again, did. He took sack after sack, he tried to make special plays, and he just wasn't playing winning football, and it was the real difference. It was the difference between a guy who had been groomed to be successful his entire life in TJ, and a guy like JJ who's had to scratch and claw just for any opportunity to be the team's quarterback. And it's really unfortunate, as you could see, just one big play from Wisconsin made him take it the distance, make it 2-0 in high school, 2-0 in college, and TJ, JJ, they made the playoffs, came up empty-handed, but really we're focusing on this little rivalry that had grown between these two, as in their final college season, things got even more out of hand as these two met in the Big Ten Championship. They didn't play in the regular season due to some conference shifting around, and they ended up having to face each other in the Big Ten title game. The only two teams to sweep their conference, 8-0, and it was finally time to see if once and for all JJ in his final opportunity, what it seemed to be to beat his brother in the collegiate level or the high school level. And TJ, well, he came out doing what he normally does, slinging the football up and down the field, putting up points, making it difficult. He knew how to beat his brother, and even though Minnesota routinely was maybe the less talented team, they elevated them to playoff levels. So it was really JJ playing incredible ball to push Minnesota from, nowhere near playoff contention, not just into the top 25, not just into a double-digit win season, but into national title contention. Wisconsin in the Big Ten title game was able to put up 30 points and leaving JJ to play the game of his life up until that point in college. Maybe not from a statistical standpoint, but from just a poise standpoint. All the years that he had been training to try to get up to his brother's level, it finally looked like maybe, just maybe, he was starting to ease in to being a legitimate superstar quarterback after an incredible season all year at Minnesota to put them into Heisman contention. Both brothers were 3 of the finalists for the Heisman Trophy, and in this battle, which very well could have decided the Heisman winner, it was JJ finally leveling his brother, delivering third downs, fourth downs, long distance situations, game tying and game winning drive situations where he was running, throwing, doing it every which way and getting his team into enemy territory, where this throw right here was the heroic pass to finally do what he had been trying to do his entire career up until that point. A touchdown to put them just too far out of reach for Wisconsin, 38-30, and not only that, the voters for the first time finally chose JJ winning the Heisman Trophy, and we thought that was going to be the end of the college story between these two, but one more battle popped up as a semifinals Rose Bowl matchup. Heisman winning JJ riding high, and his brother feeling a little scorned for the first time after finally losing and finally maybe being told maybe you're not the better of the two. But he came out and wanted to prove that JJ can have the crown, but only for a couple of weeks, as for a bit at the national championship, JJ and TJ went back and forth. Not as high scoring of a battle. It was a little bit more tense, a little bit more of a battle where big plays like that came up to mean even more than they usually would, as Comella, JJ tossing a deep ball inside the 5 and getting his Minnesota Gophers Gophers in position to take a lead there. Minnesota holding on for a little bit longer to try to go to a national championship, but TJ finding a man, getting past the defense, and Wisconsin is able to put up another touchdown. They got the ball back. It was eventually down by 1 late in the fourth quarter, and it was TJ's turn to go to work. That ball getting past a defender and into Minnesota territory with 2 minutes to go. They eventually punched through a chip shot field goal for a 2-point lead. Third down for JJ, throws it short. He's got a man short of the line. It's going to be 4th and 5 with a chance at the national championship on the line. He goes deep, and JJ, incomplete. Minnesota goes down, and for just a few weeks, he got to win the Heisman Trophy. He got to meet his brother for the first time, but the last laugh goes to TJ, who beats his brother in the bigger game in the playoffs and takes home a national championship over the Georgia Bulldogs, which leads us to where our story continues here at the NFL level. Both of them with not a lot to prove at the college level left, a Heisman Trophy and a national championship. They are odds-on favorites to be top 5 picks, and TJ, once again, at the number 1 spot projection-wise, as you can see a couple of 4-win teams at the bottom there. We're going to see, where does the homes of both the Comella brothers lie at the NFL level? As with the first overall pick, it's the Cleveland Browns. And even though Shedeur Sanders had given them a little bit of a spark, a little bit of optimism when you have the chance to take the number 1 overall generational label quarterback and national champion, high school football champion, and maybe definitive better brother, you take him. So TJ will be headed to Cleveland, number 2 overall pick. The Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray still here, and they opt to stick with Kyler, pass on JJ, and go defense with their pick. So maybe you thought could have gone 1 and 2, but the brothers are actually not going to be 1 and 2. TJ goes 1, and number 3 is where things get a little fun here. The Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota to Minnesota. Even though you grew up in Wisconsin, you grew up a Badger fan, you grew up a Packer fan, you play for the Gophers, you're drafted by the Vikings, and a chance to become a Minnesota sports legend. JJ will be going to the Vikings, so different conferences. They get to stay rather close to home, though, up in the North, AFC North, NFC North. JJ gonna have to go and take on his childhood team, the Green Bay Packers, twice a year, and TJ probably won't have to see his brother too often as well, but he was already, 5-1 against him in his whole career, as we will take a peek at their debut games, and then from then on out, any matchup these two guys have against each other, we will cover. Any playoff game, we will cover, and it is our hope to see which quarterback has the better career. Will they live up to expectations? Will TJ be the generational guy we think he can be and hold off his brother just at the NFL level like he did at high school, like he did in college? Or will JJ, will the pressure get to be too much for him? Will he not translate at the NFL level, or will he finally surpass his brother in a definitive manner? We'll see. Debut game for the Cleveland Browns. They're up 23-14 in a big matchup for TJ has taken on Joe Burrow, who's going to be Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. That's 4 games a year right there against elite level quarterback play. And if you can go out there and beat Joe Burrow in your debut, it'll be a big deal, as he's got a nice surrounding cast. Quinshon Judkins, one of the best rookie running backs in the league. You got guys like Harold Fan and David Njoku, Mason Graham, Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett, and a whole bunch of other players. Denzel Ward, Carson Swessinger, a couple of young pieces that you could really be excited about. Even Dylan Sampson, even some of these other players who have really showed that the Browns have a bit of a future, even though Shedeur's got to sit the bench for this season and probably be given up on entirely. it's a nice Browns team that was really just a couple of nice pieces, some coaching, and a quarterback away. But I think the thing that's really interesting, both these guys have gone to very cursed franchises, I'd say. The Minnesota Vikings, about as cursed of a franchise in the world of sports as it gets. The Cleveland Browns, you know the story about the Browns and how they have been since coming back to the NFL in that big QB jersey. Will Comella be just another name, or will he be the definitive name and maybe put an end to that jersey shenanigan once and for all, as Quinshawn Judkins, after the Bengal touchdown, is going to run for a first down. 23-21, Judkins riding him for a nice gain, close to the marker, 3 yards out. Handoff Dylan Sampson and a first down. One more to win the debut, as from the 20, Judkins, first down in the game. 1-0 for Cleveland, and how about trying to find the end zone? He does. Judkins, touchdown. And the Browns, they didn't need to do that, but 30-21, the victory in the debut, where TJ throws for 238 and 2 touchdowns. A very solid, very clean game. And we move over to JJ, his debut. It's against the New England Patriots on the road, a tough matchup, but right now the Vikings are handling business, and the Vikings, we talked about them being a cursed franchise. They're a very, very cursed franchise in their history. And this is a team that is going from first-round quarterback named JJ to first-round quarterback named JJ. But will this one be better than McCarthy, as they have really felt like a quarterback away? Brian Flores leading a great defense. Andrew Van Ginkel, Jonathan Grenard, Harrison Smith, Byron Murphy, and a bunch of other players that you can really be excited about. Then on offense, you obviously got the best wide receiver in the NFL, Justin Jefferson, who, you know, a guy like McCarthy is making people forget just how good Justin Jefferson is. TJ Hawkinson as well, Jordan Addison, and others. As speaking of, there's TJ Hawkinson, touchdown. And JJ delivers for a 2-score lead. 2-point conversion with 7 minutes to go, as Comella sacked. And it'll be 19-7, but he eventually gets the football back. Nice stop from the defense. As a throw outside, there's Justin Jefferson, and we're going to hope to see a lot of connections there. Comella, QB draw, and slides down for 8. That's going to be the element he adds to this offense, as the run threat is very much there. And how about a third touchdown? And Ty Felton, 26-7, as May, with under 2 minutes to go, will find the end zone. But yeah, that's not going to matter a whole lot when it comes to wins and losses, as Minnesota recovers the onside, wins the game 26-14, and JJ throws 20 of 24, 3 touchdowns. Getting to work with Kevin O'Connell is going to be pretty big for him. And the unfortunate thing is, we get to the end of their rookie seasons, they both went 9-8, and they both were the only 2 teams with winning records to miss the playoffs. Yeah, I just can't even fathom that one. And a real surprise there, TJ ran for 9 touchdowns on 60 attempts. I mean, it wasn't like a lot of yards, but it seemed like maybe he's starting to master the QB sneak, maybe taking after a guy like Tom Brady. Ravens win the Super Bowl as we go into year number 2, where the expectations now were very high for both of these guys after winning seasons. Nice rookie performances. It was TJ actually that took home Rookie of the Year, once again outdoing his brother. TJ got to take home Rookie of the Year, even though JJ had, I mean, pretty on par season. But the voters, hey, they went with the older brother. They went with the number 1 overall pick. We get to the playoffs, where both guys are wild card entries. Browns 5th seed, Vikings 6th seed, and we really get into some action now, as what a test in your first playoff game for the Cleveland Browns. TJ, you got to take on Patrick Mahomes on the road. And what a win it would be to take out Mahomes in your playoff debut. On the road, Quinshawn Judkins has 4 yards there. We're at midfield. TJ underneath. That ball's caught, and it's David Njoku with the first down grab, 36-yard line, as we're in the fourth quarter right now, and it's 17-10. Cleveland down, but they got their receiver, McLean. He was a part of the same draft class as Comella. Remember, the Browns have 2 first-round picks due to the whole Travis Hunter trade situation with the Jaguars, and they picked a wide receiver to pair with Comella, and it ended up being a superstar-level wide receiver, and Harold Fannin finds the end zone. Touchdown Cleveland to give him a tie game. Mahomes now will throw to Xavier Worthy, who breaks a tackle, and Worthy using the speed to get to the 41-yard line. Mahomes in the air, going to Xavier Worthy again. About 7 on the play, 3rd down and 3 as they'll go underneath. First down, Mahomes into Cleveland territory. Screen out. Pacheco gets a block on the edge. And Pacheco is breaking a tackle. He'll lose some forward progress and get 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6. Another 4-man rush as thrown left side. Got it. Xavier Worthy's 3rd catch of the drive. As we move to the 32-yard line, Mahomes stepping up and over the middle. Rasheed Rice. And there's his first spotting on the possession red zone opportunity. Another throw to Pacheco. It's been all Mahomes through the air. And Mahomes to the 11-yard line. 2nd and 6 as he'll drop to throw it again. And this is Hollywood Brown. Everybody getting involved. 5 different pass catchers on the drive. Play action. Mahomes throws it back middle. Touchdown. Mahomes delivers for the lead. And no Travis Kelce, no problem. Now you're down to under 3 minutes to go. And TJ in his big first clutch situation at the NFL level. It's as hard as it gets as he'll throw, and a miscommunication there with Njoku. Incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10 as Comella over the middle and got Njoku right back for the first down. 2nd down, screen set up, incomplete. 3rd and 9, 2-minute warning is hit from the 45. They got the incomplete pass. I think Jerry Jeudy dropped it. It's 4th and 9, but he's got it right back. And a first down to the 20. And Cleveland looking for the tie. Comella to Judkins inside the 10. Goal to go from the A. Can he tie it? Judkins. And no! Crenshaw Judkins fumbles. Leo Chenal forced it, scooped it, and the Chiefs are gonna come out of here and win this game. It looks like Judkins had it, and I can't believe he let that ball slip out. First down Chiefs, game over, 24-17 in a disappointing way to have your first playoff game end because you went toe-to-toe with Mahomes and was pretty on par with him as Comella throws 24 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 3,700 yards, and takes a nice jump in his completion percentage. I'm really impressed by the fact that he's able to run for so many touchdowns and so little carries. He's, I think, really going on his full Tom Brady sneaking mastery there as we go to Minnesota now. Can JJ be the first of his family to win a playoff game? Well, he's in a good spot right now against the Philadelphia Eagles. 13-3 and with the ball. 3rd down and 2 from the 41. Throw it outside. TJ Hawkinson, first down, breaks off into Kobe Dean's tackle and gets it to the 29-yard line. I formation handoff. Jordan Mason got a lane. Jordan Mason all the way. 29-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are up by 3 scores. And this Brian Flores defense is doing its thing against Jalen Hurts as they find A.J. Brown. And A.J. Brown goes for 30 on the play, but they've yet to find the end zone up until this point. Goddard with a drop, 3rd and 10, and Hurts loads up and throws it deep. 1-on-1, Brown incomplete. 4th and 10, and maybe even a game on the line this early in the 4th quarter. He goes deep, got a step, incomplete though. And Minnesota, the defense playing incredible, and JJ just holding things together, being exactly what they need. Ty Felton, big play, red zone, and JJ's over 200 yards. Go read option, gets a block. JJ is got it to 3rd and 1. He'll sneak it, and we'll have 1st down and goal as they'll go play action. JJ gonna throw end zone. Oh, it's picked off in the end zone. And tried to force that one, Cooper DeJean with the pick. And, I mean, no harm done here as long as you don't allow a catastrophic collapse. But that touchdown certainly would have sealed it for sure as Jalen Hurts sneaks it for the first down. But they are taking their time on this drive. Under 4 minutes to go as Hurts will throw middle, picked off. And that'll be game. Jalen Hurts with a disastrous performance as TJ is watching from the side at home on television or wherever he is. Maybe he's on the field on the sidelines cheering his brother on, but wherever he is, he's going to have to watch for the first time his brother accomplished something before him when it comes to a win-loss standpoint. A playoff victory for JJ, but it doesn't get any better as, yeah, you could take a look. Everything is just looking very poor for Minnesota here in the divisional round. A dominant 30-7 smacking of the Vikings where they only score a garbage time touchdown. And even though you got to play your childhood favorite team on the road in a playoff game at Lambeau Field, didn't go your way, not even close. So JJ did get a playoff victory, but it stops right there. He adds almost 500 yards on the ground as the Ravens win the Super Bowl over the Packers. So the Ravens go back-to-back, and we're on to year 3 for these guys. David Montgomery, he may be old, but he's going to be trying to help this running back room out for Minnesota, as they also picked up Javon Bullard and Bryce Huff. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they are watching as McLean is really starting to shape into a great receiver. Their D-line is developing beautifully. They also pick up Jalen Phillips, because why the heck not? And the Browns are the 2 seed. Vikings, meanwhile, have to go through the wild card as the 6 seed. Now we go back to Cleveland, where they are going to get a home playoff game. It's a division rival matchup. Joe Burrow up 17-6 right now in the snow, as the Comellas very used to the harsh weather, so this should be no problem for them. Judkins, though, loses 3 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down and 8. TJ is going to have an incomplete pass. They'll have to punt it away, and one of the scariest outcomes for the NFL maybe seems to have happened. Joe Burrow has a defense? Only 6 points on the board for Cleveland, as Burrow with an 11-point lead with the ball, and a stop in the backfield. 3rd down and 5. Burrow to the air. He'll throw short, and they'll get just enough for the 1st down, a little bit extra afterwards as they hand off. Chase Brown got a lane, and Chase Brown for the 1st down inside the 30-yard line. And Cleveland maybe not able to come out here with a playoff victory. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. Picked off. Double coverage. Ill-advised throw from Burrow. And well, welcome back to Cleveland. Jabril Peppers with the pick. That's a weird one. But hey, Comella, if an 11-point comeback is going to be how you win your first playoff game with just 6 minutes to play, maybe it can be a special first time, as Harold Fannin with the big play. That up the same. Jerry Jeudy at 1st and goal, as from the 9, under 5 to go. Judkins, touchdown, Cleveland. 1-score game, and you turn to the defense. Can they go and do something here? But 2-point conversion first, and he's got it. 2 points is good. Burrow, can they avoid a turnover here? Burrow tried to keep it there, and he loses 2. We'll be 3rd down and 9. Burrow to the air, over the middle, caught for the 1st down. Chase Brown got by Schlesinger, and it's going to be at the 40-yard line with 3 minutes to play. Cleveland might start using their timeouts any moment now. There they will. There's the first one. 2nd down and 5. They go draw, tackle for loss, and it's 3rd and 8. Huge stop by the run defense. They're going to go deep on 3rd down. Burrow, it's almost picked, and it's incomplete. TJ's going to get a chance to go and maybe tie this game up. Throw to Harold Fannin, and Fannin's got 15. We're at the 2-minute warning. Handoff Judkins, knocked down, and he gets nothing on the play. 3rd and 7. TJ from the 41 in the face of pressure. Oh, it's not going to be able to be hung on to. Judkins couldn't bring it in. 4th and 7. Comel under pressure, delivers. McLean, 1st down into Bengal territory, as now he'll find a check down out of the backfield. There you go to play action. 3rd down and 4. Comella is going to scramble, and he gets 13 on a run. 40 seconds to play, and 3 yards on that one. 30 seconds. 3rd and 7. Down the middle. Caught. 1st down. Can he win it here? They send the blitz. It'll go at the back of the end zone. 2nd and goal with no timeouts to go. They're going to run it. It's bold. It's risky. It's a touchdown. And with no timeouts to play, they ran it. And it's in with 19 to go! And they got the lead! And Burrow, does he have a miracle in him? As he'll have it at the 24th, go to the 37 after a 13-yarder. They got one more play right here to get into Hail Mary range, and they will! And that'll be a timeout. Midfield, Burrow, what has he got? Will it be a Hail Mary for the win? Burrow, it's in and third, and it's incomplete. The Browns have won the playoff game on a comeback. TJ Comella, I think that's your welcome to the big time moment as he gets the job done. Now we go to the flip side. JJ in Minnesota on the road taking on the LA Rams, and things not looking too hot right now. Yeah, you want to top your brother after making an 11-point comeback? How about trying to double up that? Down 22 in the fourth quarter to this Rams squad. With the ball, though, at the 11-yard line. JJ, touchdown! Jordan Addison. But you got a long road ahead of you if you're going to want to pull this one off. 2-point conversion as they'll swing it out. And not going to happen. So you're down now by 16, and you got to hit a stop on defense, and it's got to be rather quickly because this still could very well be a 3-possession game. You're going to need to get 2 2-point conversions along with 2 touchdowns, and judging by the last 2-point conversion, I don't know if that's going to be all that likely. They do get a stop. It took them about a little over 2 minutes to do it, and JJ loses 2 on that one. Third down and 12, 5.5 to play, and the throw for the marker, he's got it. And Ty Felton for the first down. Now they'll run it, and you can't really afford to run too much, but when you're getting plays like that, I guess it's all right. From the 47, play action, Comella down the middle, and it's got him, and stride, Addison to the 16, and can JJ pull this one off? This would be incredible, and for the end zone, touchdown, Ty Felton. 2-point conversion for a 1-score game. Got it, Hawkinson. There is no way he's going to try to one-up his brother and double up on the comeback here. Can you get the ball back? Throwing. There's no Matthew Stafford here. And no! Jordan Whittington all the way. 64-yard touchdown. And the Rams might have held off just enough for the comeback attempt to just be completely thwarted as back down by 15 with under 4 to play. I don't know what the likelihood of this one is as that ball incomplete. 4th and 3, and JJ throwing. He's caught it, and he's not gonna have it. Forward progress, not his friend on that one. And the Rams win it 35-20. Just dug themselves too big of a hole too soon. Weren't able to come back from it as a 266 2-touchdown, but also 2-pick performance from JJ. Ends things. He ends up with his first 4,000-yard season. 33 touchdowns to add on as well. 5 on the ground. So 38 total touchdowns for JJ. Great season, as now we go to TJ, who's taken on the New England Patriots here at 17-17, and a chance at the AFC Championship. How great would it be for TJ? I mean, he already got beat out for the first playoff win, but I don't think that's going to be really much of an issue when you're trying to battle for Super Bowl appearances and opportunities to go all the way and hoist the biggest prize that the sport has to offer, because you've already done it at high school, you've already done it in college. Can you do it at the NFL level? I don't know the list of how many players who have won high school national championship and an NFL championship. I don't know what that list looks like. I don't even know if it's ever been done before. Maybe I should do my research on that one, but it can't be a very long list. Screen in the flats. There's Travion Henderson. Goal line. Touchdown. The Patriots have a 7-point lead with the extra point. Henderson puts him on top as now TJ with the ball is going to get knocked down, sacked. 2nd and 15 as TJ checks it down, and there's McLean. He'll have the sack yardage back. 3rd down and 9. 4-man rush for New England. With time, throwing it deep. He's got one-on-one. It's Judy. He's caught it. Breaks the tackle. Touchdown. touchdown, what a throw! Because the arm strength of TJ on display there, that ball traveled over 60 yards, and a touchdown to tie it up. An incredible play also by Judy. It's Drake May on the read option. May breaks a tackle, and Drake May running for over 20 yards on that one. 3:45 to go. Underneath, there's Kyle Williams. First down, no, not quite. 3rd and inches, May will sneak it. There's the first down at the 35-yard line. 2:48 to go. Screen and broken tackle. Gets the first down. 10 grabs for him from the 24. May. That's going to be Kyle Williams again. May is having a great drive now with the 2-minute warning. Red zone opportunity, 3rd and 3 on the run. Got it caught, and 1st and goal from the 7. May is Chase Miles Garrett with the sack. Timeout. 2nd and goal from the 11. Short, and it's going to be caught. They rule him down, though. That's Xavier Leggett on the Patriots. 3rd and goal from the 6. And shy of the end zone. Nice tackle, and they'll go for the field goal. Kick is good. And New England, 27-24. TJ, do you have another clutch drive in ya? That's a good start. McClain to the 45. TJ, throw it again. And that's going to be 6 more. 35 seconds. You have no timeouts, but just a little bit more for field goal range. And oh, that would have been it, but he couldn't hang on. 4th and 4. Get him on the line. TJ out of bounds. He's got his feet in. They call it a catch. 26 seconds from the 40. TJ, he runs it into field goal range. And run back to the line. Spike the ball. And you should have it from 48 yards here. I don't anticipate them taking another play. They'll spike it with 11 seconds to go, and here's the field goal for the tie, and it is up, and it's good with 7 seconds to play, and New England, after a touchback, will take over the ball with just 7 seconds to play. Just one play. Drake May throwing it deep, and for the Hail Mary, there's a flag down. No, there's a flag, and they call pass interference. Are you kidding me? 1st and goal, and they just handed the Patriots a win. They just handed them a win. Field goal is good. And what a way to lose that game. Comella plays a nice one, but to have your playoff losses there be a fumble from Judkins inside the 10, and then that, you can argue both the losses were completely just unwarranted and obviously not on him, as the Panthers win the Super Bowl. Hey, Bryce Young gets a ring over Patrick Mahomes as we go into year 4 now, and TJ has been on the brink of even more success than he's already had when it comes to the playoff success. You could just see the heartbreaking endings. Vikings, meanwhile, they pick up Cam Scatterbo to be the running back. That's going to be a scary backfield duo. And on defense, a couple of other additions. How about Nick Bosa being the big one? And we'll take a little playoff detour as for the first time in their NFL careers, TJ and JJ will be on the same field, and what a time for it. Prime time football. JJ versus TJ Comella at the NFL level. As it stands right now, JJ is down 5-1 in the all-time series. TJ only dropping 1 game to his brother, and right now, though, hey, JJ's in control with the ball, 13-7. This is pretty early in the season matchup, so playoff implications maybe on the line, though, more so for the Cleveland Browns, who are 3-3, whereas the Vikings are 4-2. It's a big pivot game for both these teams' seasons. Difference between 4-3 and 3-4 pretty big, and 5-2 and 4-3 pretty big as well. Searching for that 2-score lead, though. 1st and goal from the 6. Scatterbo on the handoff, and Scatterbo at the line. Touchdown, and the Vikings up by 2 scores. And JJ maybe can get the first NFL nod for these two battling it out. 2-point conversion, no good. It'll be 19-7. As TJ, will he start to unlock that player that he turns into when he faces his brother? There it is, 77 yards, touchdown, Browns, and they respond instantly. It's just TJ turns into a whole different animal when his back is against the wall, and facing his brother. I think that means more than anything, just to at the very least be the #1 still, forever, for always, as Judkins on the run. Vikings went 3 and out, and Judkins with a first down run. They go back to Judkins, and a big hit, but he hangs on to the ball. 3rd down and 5 with 5 minutes to play. TJ will throw down the field over the head of everybody. There's a flag down. That was a little late, and they'll call pass interference on the Vikings. It's a little late, but they call it, as that'll be McLean on the catch. It will go into the red zone. 1st down again from the 15. Now 4 minutes to play. TJ floats one, and that one caught at the 5. And for the lead now, TJ hands it off. Judkins loses 3. 2nd and goal. 3 minutes to play. And zone down to the half-yard line. And there's the sneak. And TJ, who has really become a bit of a master at the QB sneak, that's why he got all these touchdowns on the ground, will have it, and then the 2-point conversion is good, and just like that, the Browns are back on top. They were down by 12, and now JJ with an opportunity to go on a game-tying drive and a big run to the 46-yard line. Will JJ be able to handle the pressure of the first NFL matchup between these two? That's a nice strike to tie Felton. And we'll be at the 2-minute warning, 29-yard line. Comella running, and JJ, 1st down and more to the 16. They're in the red zone. Can he go for the win? Throw it, Felton, 1st down, goal to go from the 6 with under a minute to play. JJ back in the end zone, touchdown, touchdown. And JJ can maybe pull it off. Oh, picked off, defense. Oh, JJ's gonna win the first matchup between these two at the NFL, and a huge win for the confidence of JJ. Make that record 5-2 all time between these two, and it was JJ playing the better performance. Vikings grabbed the 1 seed. Browns, though, still pull through, win the division, take the 3 seed, but the Vikings onto a 1st round bye. And we go to Cleveland, though, in the wild card round, where they get a little rematch. First playoff matchup was against the Chiefs. Now, can you make up for what happened last time, where Judkins fumbled it inside the 10? Or will it be 0-2 versus the Chiefs as Judkins on the run? It's 28-21 at the moment. Browns down, but with the ball. 2nd and 14. TJ will throw underneath. There's a catch. Not going to be much, though. Just 5 on the play. 3rd down and 9. Blitz in, and TJ beats it. McLean bursts down. TJ not had a great game so far, but, you know, he comes alive in the 4th quarter. 3rd down and 7. As TJ throws it deep. 1-on-1. Knocked away. Mahomes takes over with the lead. Handoff. Pacheco is going to have a 1st down and more. Pacheco. 1 man to beat in the open field. Almost just went all the way. Mahomes to Worthy, swarming, and Worthy down 3rd and 4. Mahomes 4 touchdowns on the day, and he's looking for number 5. Worthy 1st down from the 40-yard line. Pacheco to the edge, and Isaiah Pacheco, he's got 13 more, having a great day. Mahomes in the air with time underneath, and the check down to Pacheco breaks the tackle, and Isaiah Pacheco is solo going through this Browns squad as they sub in the backup, and he gonna have another nice run. 9 yards, bubble screen out. There's Rashee Rice, touchdown. And Kansas City, Mahomes taking care of business right now. 5 touchdowns for Mahomes, and TJ, he just keeps finding himself a little too far down in these games. He can't rely on comebacks every time. That's not any way to live. I mean, unless you really are just the reincarnate of Tom Brady, but that's a little unrealistic as the deep ball over the head of everybody. 4th and 3, and they will run it. Judkins, 1st down, but just 4 minutes to play, and you're still down by 2 touchdowns. Screen has the edge. Oh, there he goes. Can he take it? Almost. That's 38 yards on the screen. Goal to go. That was huge. Now for the touchdown, incomplete. Nice deflection. 3rd down. 4 yards out off his back foot. Touchdown to McLean. and it'll be a one-score game. They're actually going to go for two here and try to get that to a 6-point game. They do. Mahomes takes over with a chance to run out this clock. 5 touchdowns for Mahomes, over 300 now. Will it be enough? They're going to keep on throwing. First down and more. There you go. And he gets out of bounds, so that at least helps the Browns out to stop the clock. As they go screen. Mason Graham sacked. 2nd and 15. Mahomes still throwing. Graham getting pressure. And he has Rashee Rice. And falls forward for the first. Now in field goal range, Pacheco. Will it even matter because they keep on getting first downs? One more for the game. Pacheco. I cannot believe they're getting beaten this badly by Isaiah Pacheco. Mahomes running and not going to have enough for the first down. They're going to go for it. This is a bold call. And for the win, touchdown, Hollywood Brown. They didn't need to. They could have just kicked the field goal, but instead, that is going to be an unfortunate way to end it. A backwards pass that Ashton Gelati is going to get the ball for the Chiefs and make it 2-0 for Mahomes over TJ. We do know that there are instances where, you know, you're facing Burrow, you're facing Lamar, you're facing Allen, you're facing Mahomes, you're facing Herbert, you're facing all these guys, the AFC, a little bit tougher of a road, but TJ really took a step back this season, it feels like. I mean, not a great year overall, but 11 touchdowns on the ground. It is crazy how much he is able to do on the sneaks in the goal line and stuff. But you go to Minnesota, who went 14-3, and they beat up on the Saints 37-16. JJ with a great performance, 4 touchdowns, no picks, and you get a little rematch from last time around. Minnesota now is the team on top at home. The favorites here taking on the Rams as Puka Nacua first down and 14 yards there. 14-12 is your score with a chance at the NFC Championship on the line, and a completion. Rams get around the defender, and that'll be another first down to the 31-yard line. Now 2nd and 9, handing it off. Nice blocking there. They'll get 6 on the play. 3rd down and 3 as Hale will throw. Swing it out to the back. Oh, he's gonna not be able to break up the tackle. That looked close. He couldn't keep his balance, and now the Rams field goal good. It'll remain a one-score game. 5-point deficit for JJ to go and have a chance to be the first of his family to get to a Super Bowl. JJ throws it 3rd down and 6, and caught on the sidelines. First down at the 49-yard line. Scatterboo breaks off an arm tackle, and Scatterboo for 9 on the play. 3rd and 1. He can sneak it 2. That's a first down. 5.5 to go. Play action. JJ stands and delivers. First down. And a nice tight window throw as a Scatterboo handoff. We'll have another first down. It's goal to go for a chance at the lead. He'll throw. Middle. That was 2 guys there, but it's Justin Jefferson, so I guess it's all right. 3rd and goal. Hit as he's throwing. Incomplete. 4th and goal for the lead. JJ is going to throw on the run. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown. Drew the defender in. Flipped it to Jefferson. And the Vikings got the lead. And now the 2-point conversion. Kamala back of the end zone. Caught. And it's a 3-point lead. JJ coming up. Clutch here. And the defense as well. Clutch play. Sacked. 2nd and 16. Floating it. It's caught. 7 yards on the play. 3rd and 9. He'll have time for a moment, but there's a flag. Flag down. It's a holding, so they'll decline it and punt the football. Minnesota's got it with 3 minutes to go, and there you go. Look at your fullback getting a 17-yard run. 2nd and 10. Comella will find a man. First down, timeout used, and it is starting to tick away for the Rams. Will it be all over for them? Scatterboo will have it a 3rd and 7. First down for the win. And JJ, with time, delivers to Ty Felton! Felton! First down! Ty! Just fights enough for it! And going to the Super Bowl! Vikings first round bye, a dominant divisional round performance, and then taking care of business against the Rams, just enough to get it done. Can it be a Super Bowl win for JJ, who has never held a championship of any kind, really? Not in high school, not in college. The only one he's held is, I guess, the Big Ten title. but we're talking about on the biggest stage of them all. And not only that, you get the privilege of playing the Super Bowl at home in Minnesota in front of your home fans. Can this cursed Vikings franchise finally hoist a Super Bowl, and can it be on the backs of a Minnesota Gopher quarterback turned Viking and trying to get it before his brother ever can win a ring? It's the Jets, 19-11. They're winning, and they got the ball. Breece Hall on the run, inside the 10. Breece Hall down to the 1. And Hall is going to keep it again. Breece Hall, touchdown. Jets up 26-11 as Ty Felton on the little jet pass. Felton to the edge. Ty Felton off the sidelines. Felton's got 50 on the play. And a huge field flipper and a drop now. Addison can't hang on. 3rd and 10 for Comella, who's going to step up and throw it for the end zone. Jefferson, incomplete. We'll send the field goal unit out, as it will bring the score to a 12-point lead for the Jets, as the defense desperately needing a stop here with 9 minutes to play, and that's not a good way to kick things off as a first down there from the 44. 2nd down and 9. There you go. Tackle for loss. Breece Hall, 3rd and 12. Dropping to throw it. It'll go outside. First down. And the Jets may have found themselves a quarterback. Look at all these cursed franchises who have struggled at the quarterback position finding their guys, as the Jets throwing it. Crosser first and to the 23 with 6 minutes to go. Hall tackled for loss. So the run defense coming up big, but the pass defense needs to help out now. There's a 3-yarder. 3rd and 8. Here you go. To get off the field here, it's not gonna go. Just short. And the field goal, oh, it's blocked. Field goal's blocked. Minnesota picks it up. They were so close to the first down, and they get nothing for it. Blocked field goal now as they go Scatterboo on the screen. And Scatterboo is going to fumble. That was a really late fumble. I don't even think that was a fumble, but it'll be Viking ball regardless. And on 3rd and 1, they get stopped. 4th and 3, game on the line. 3.5 to go. And JJ, no! Jefferson, a double coverage, couldn't hang on. And the Vikings turn it over in great position for the Jets to try to seal this game up. The Vikings have just not been able to do much here today. Just 14 on the board and a throw. Caught Garrett Wilson inside the 5. And the Vikings will go down by 3. Scores Breece Hall, touchdown. 33-14. And a Super Bowl in which JJ is getting thoroughly taken care of, as Addison, Felton, these guys getting first downs, but it's just probably too late. Jefferson on the outside. There's another first down to the 28-yard line. Can you make it a 2-score game? No, over the head of a receiver, but Felton got taken out, so that's going to be a flag. Give him a pass interference on the play from the 3, as JJ is going to have it in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Ty Felton. Now an onside kick, though, to try to keep a miracle going, and it's not going to result in anything. 33-22, the Jets win the Super Bowl. They tack on another field goal just because why not? And the Vikings lose the Super Bowl in their home stadium. And as if this franchise wasn't cursed enough, you finally make a Super Bowl all over again, and you lose it at home. And JJ, I mean, he did what he could, just wasn't enough. 4,400 yards, 29 touchdowns, 4 picks, and a nice season overall, but just a heartbreaking way to let things slip away as the Jets win the Super Bowl. For the Browns, out goes Jerry Jeudy. In comes Emeka Egbuka, J.C. Latham, and a couple of other players coming in. A really nice addition, though. Emeka Egbuka with McLean sounds like a great duo to me. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they pick up a new tight end, but Felton, Addison, and Jefferson are a great trio. Nick Bosa still sticking around, and Riley Moss will check into the number 2 corner spot. We head to the playoffs, where the Browns are the 2 seed, and the Vikings slip down to the 6 seed this time around, and we won't cover too much of this game for the Browns, They need to figure out how to make this game more visible in the heavy snow, but luckily for us, it wasn't a close one. Bills score a touchdown late to make it a 10-point game. Josh Allen runs it in, but the Browns take care of business 24-14 over a 9-win Bills squad. Move on, as in the snow. Yeah, it was Comella did what he just had to do to win. Josh Allen was recklessly bad in the game. As we move over to the NFC now. On the road is the Minnesota Vikings taking on the San Francisco 49ers, who score a touchdown here to start the fourth quarter. Brandon Ayuk for the lead. 24-21 now, as trying to get back to a Super Bowl appearance. And a completion will have 7 on the play. JJ under 200 yards so far, as he will get a completion there. Jordan Addison first down. 50-yard line play action. As Comella will move, sacked, and Michael Williams has him down, 3rd and 11. Throw it over the middle, that's caught, the tight end for the first down. At the 27, throw it left side, tight end again. And it'll be another solid gain at the red zone now. Scatterboo, tackle for loss, 3rd and 8. Blitz sent in, Comella floats one deep, incomplete. Wanted to give Felton a chance. Instead, it'll be a field goal to tie the game up. Kick is good. And Minnesota's at 24-24. Brock Purdy throws it outside. Caught. First down. And nice job breaking some tackles. Purdy having a great game so far, as Brock will throw. And it'll be a caught pass for another 6 yards from the 40. 3rd down and 4. Purdy fires and caught for the first down. Into enemy territory with 6 minutes to play. Handoff Jordan James, who's got a 1st and more. Jordan James, 20 yards on the play. As from the 25, they go back to James again. Gets a block. James down to the 2. 23 more yards for him. They try a little trickery and it doesn't work out. Loss of 3. 2nd and goal from the 5. Swing it out. Jordan James loses 3 more. 3rd and goal. 4 minutes to play. Screen out to James. And nice blocking. Touchdown. Niners. And Jordan James carrying the Niners to the lead there, 31-24, and JJ now throws a pick immediately, and picked off by the Niners in enemy territory with a lot of space here to work with, as you can go and kick a field goal with these. They will go 3 and out, but like I said, field goal was basically handed to them, and Minnesota down by 3. Coming off a Super Bowl appearance, they might go 1 and done in the wild card round, as JJ now needing to find points on this drive in the worst way from the 47. Just about 2 minutes to play. Draw up the middle, and Comella's got 7 on the play. As now from the 46, read option. JJ running for a gain of 6 and another first down. But you can't really run it too much more. I don't think you can run it anymore. You got to hold on to the 2 timeouts that you have as well, as they'll go over the middle. You can maybe consider just kicking the field goal now, but they're going to take their shot over the middle for another first. Just got to hold on to those timeouts. Got to score. There it is. Touchdown. And you have a very faint, small chance in this one. Onside kick is up in the air and picked up by the Niners. But you can get the ball back with maybe like 20 to 30 seconds. If you get a 3 and out, James breaks a tackle. And James has 5. Timeout there. There's 1 more to go. Jordan James is going to go to the outside. And down for a loss of 1. There you go. 3rd and 6. James stopped. And you will get it back with just a little bit of time to go. 20 seconds to play. No timeouts. And can you hit a big strike? Comella with time. Just can't find anyone open downfield. Gets it out short. He'll lose 7 seconds, but he'll get 9 yards and out of bounds. Maybe now just trying to set up for a Hail Mary, as he'll throw it deep. Maybe there's your chance. Oh, incomplete. If he caught it, he would have gotten out of bounds with a second. Instead, 4th down. And the game, you need a 70-yarder, and he's not going to get it. Sacked, and the game is over. Niners win it 34-31. Comella throws 3 touchdowns, but 2 picks on the day. And bows out his first double-digit pick season, but he also has his highest completion percentage, his most rushing production as well. So, unfortunate for him. Meanwhile, we go to the Jaguars, and this is one heck of a story right here. The Jaguars quarterback is Shadur Sanders. He moved on from Cleveland, replaced by TJ Comella and Shedeur has not only found his way on the Jaguars, but the Jaguars have assembled one of the greatest offenses I have ever seen, with Jahmyr Gibbs at running back, Brian Thomas, Travis Hunter, and Luther Burden at wide receiver. I don't know how that's possible, but this team is incredible, and they are a 13-win squad for a reason. As Shedeur to the air from the 44, throw it down the middle, it's caught! Brian Thomas! Touchdown, 56 yards, BTJ all the way! And the tie game for the Browns, as Shedeur wants to beat the team that cut him loose. Down the middle, McLean, first down. From the 47, they go with a run. Judkins, what a shot! Just an insane hit as Comella down the middle and a catch for the first down. And looking to take the lead here in field goal range now from the 31. Throwing middle, that's going to be caught again. Just a lot of open space this Jaguars defense is allowing. Now Judkins on the ground, and Judkins, 9 on the play. He's got 50 on the day, and Judkins breaks the tackle, first down. And Judkins to the 3, it's goal to go. They backed them up, second and goal from the 7, end zone touchdown. TJ for the lead, and now you turn to Shedeur and Jahmyr Gibbs. This offense is just so stacked, it's crazy. Jahmyr Gibbs for the first down. Shedeur on the keeper. Just an incredibly wide open lane. You weren't expecting a QB draw from Shedeur there. Screen now set up as Gibbs has a lot of room. And Jahmyr Gibbs for 13 on the play. From the 26, 2 minutes to go. Screen out as the other running back has got a nice play. They got stars everywhere. Screen out. There's another one. Luther Burden for the first down at the 12. As Shedeur, middle, it's caught. And just everybody, that's Brenton Strange, who's become a great tight end as well, because why not Brenton Strange down to the 1? As Shedeur for the tie, outside touchdown with under a minute to go. We're tied up and we are headed to overtime in the playoffs. Shedeur taking on his former team. TJ looking to head to a Super Bowl. Handoff, Browns with the ball first and a big run there. From the 46 now as Cleveland goes to Judkins. Judkins, lot of space, breaks the tackle and out of bounds at the 32. Browns looking to strike first in overtime. That's going to be a first. And that's a Buka at the 20-yard line. As they go quick to McLean. 1 yard on the play from the 19 now. As Comella swings it out. There's Judkins. First down, and he's at the 1. So close. As that's going to be a touchdown now. As Judkins got onto the 1. Comella's arm finishes it off. And a touchdown here. The Browns so close to moving on. And can Shedeur respond as they'll throw? Big hit there. Gets him down for 3. 2nd and 7 from the 24. Shedeur will find Brenton Strange. Catch and run Strange to the 39. Shedeur's over 300 on the day. As Sanders will throw again. And there's Brian Thomas again. No, Brian Thomas. 1 cut all the way. And Brian Thomas is having an incredible performance. And now we're in sudden death. It's been a wild one. And we're not done yet. Abuka to the 37. Just all you need is a field goal. Judkins outside. 4 yards. That's enough for a first down, though. As second down, they will find another quick out route. That's 7 yards. 3rd down and 3. Judkins in motion. They go quick slant. McLean. First down into enemy territory. Jaguars can't allow much more, and that's probably the most that they can allow, another first. And the Jags, I think, are maybe letting this one slip away. Their defense can't get a stop right now. Judkins, another first. Judkins to the 24. And when will the field goal be tried? As Judkins has a little bit more. 22-yard line, and that's going to be enough. Field goal for the win. Kick is good. Browns win it. And a overtime where neither team was stopped. Shedeur and Comella combined for over 650 yards and 8 touchdowns, as the Browns now are 1 step away, and standing in their way is the defending champ New York Jets, 14-3, as the Browns almost have their field goal blocked, and the kick is good. 24-13. Browns up by 11. TJ had to watch his brother go to the Super Bowl last year. Will it be a little role reversal? Will it be TJ going while JJ's on the sidelines, as it is Jets trying to pull off an 11-point comeback, spinning off a tackler? Oh, he's gonna go! No! So close! Down to the 11, one man to beat, separating him from that touchdown. Instead, the Jets, second down and long, will get halfway to the marker. Third down and 6, as from the 7. They got time. No one's getting open, though. He throws it right off the upright, and they'll have to settle for a field goal. So whoever made that big tackle to stop him from scoring, huge credit to him. Still an 8-point game, as the Browns got a first down. Comella delivers. 7.5 to go. Judkins up the middle, and Quinshon Judkins as of the 46 now with another run. Keep it on the ground. Judkins spinning off a defender. And the Jets need to keep them out of field goal range, but it looks like they're already in it, and they're gonna keep on moving forward. Another first down, as Judkins just riding him potentially to victory, as Comella finally on third down. Oh, he got sacked, and they're gonna punt the football, and the punt, oh, the punter tackled. Oh, what just happened? All of a sudden the Jets can maybe pull this one off. One sack changed everything, as the Jets now, third down, it's 4th and 2 after a 2-yard gain. Will they throw their opportunity away? Yes, they will. Turnover on downs just like that, and you thought maybe the Jets were going to be able to pull it off after what just transpired. Instead, Judkins running for first downs, and they're right back to it. Can they get another one to seal the deal? Big play! First down, one more can do it, as Comella 1 yard shy. Third down and 2, though. After they lose one, they get the first to Judkins, and that'll do it. The Browns are going to the Super Bowl this year, and they take out the defending champs 23-29, 2 touchdowns for TJ, and they will be on their way to see if TJ can do what his brother couldn't last year. He took out the Jets. That already proved to be one thing his brother couldn't do, but can he do the other, which is not only win the Super Bowl, but here to take on the team that knocked out his brother, the San Francisco 49ers. Purdy's been hot in this playoff run, and he's taken on an equally as on fire TJ Comella, who is looking for ring number 1 to try to cap off the trifecta of championships at every level of football, as it's 21-6 right now. Browns on top comfortably, but the Niners with the football, and they are inside the 30-yard line of the Browns, so well on their way to try to make this a one-score game. Broken tackle there, and in the red zone goes the Niners. They need to put up 6 here, and they'll go for 2 if that situation presents itself, but you need to find the end zone. Third down and 5. Purdy from the 11 throws it for the end zone. No, it's knocked away, and they'll kick a field goal. That's rough to settle for 3 there, and that's the difference. 3 field goals for the Niners, 3 touchdowns for the Browns. 21-9. Handoff Judkins, and Judkins, who has been really carrying the load for this team, just being able to be the closer in the 4th quarter, trying to also make up for that fumble he had early on in his career against the Kansas City Chiefs. They eventually have to punt the football away, and Jordan James, who's become a star for the Niners, is taken over with a swing pass to him. Vikings had a hard time stopping Jordan James. Now 3rd down and 2. Well, the Browns have similar struggles. Purdy throw it over the middle, caught in traffic. Swessinger was there, couldn't break it up, and Purdy checks it out into the flats. He'll go for a yard. 5:40 to go. Pump fake, throwing, and it'll be a catch and run. First down. Swessinger knocks him down. You can't afford to settle for a field goal on this drive. You're under 5 minutes to go after this play, and that'll be a first down. as they got 6 grabs, 55 yards for him in Brown territory, and they just keep on finding these short routes that keep turning things into solid chunk plays, and that's a run for the backup running back for the first down. 33-yard line. Purdy got a drag, and that'll be 5 more. 3:30. At least the Browns are making them take their time on this drive. Another short, another 4 yards. 3rd and 1. Hand it off. First down. And the run game getting it done. Niners, though, running out of time. Purdy will find an open man. Gets inside the 5 and down to the 3. They're going to hang on to their timeout. Still the 2-minute warning to go through as Jordan James. Oh, he loses 4. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Purdy sacked. He's sacked. 3rd and 13. Goal. Oh, no. Mason Graham gets him down. It's 4th and goal from the 22. He's got a long way to go. There's a flag down. It's caught. And I think they're going to roll it. Will it be a touchdown? But there's a flag. I think they're going to call it a touchdown. But the flag, that's the real story here. And I think it's on the Niners. I think it's going to be coming back. It's a hold. Make it 4th and goal from the 32. How do you convert something like this? You can. Sacked. And Purdy, the holding penalty, costed them a touchdown. And that could be all that's needed, as the Browns, they weren't able to run the entire clock out, but you ran the Niners out of 2 timeouts, and the 2-minute warning has hit. I don't think there's enough time to pull this off. Out of bounds, they call that a catch. I don't know about that one. Purdy back to the sidelines. That one definitely a catch, as you're relying on an onside kick. Purdy middle, that's caught. Browns just tackle him inbounds, keep that clock rolling, as we're down to 45 seconds from the 18. Purdy caught and running into the 5, down to the 3. And with the game almost over, Purdy scrambles in for a touchdown. Well, with just 23 seconds to go, it's going to come down to an onside kick. Browns have recovered Ibuka, and the Super Bowl is going to Cleveland. TJ Comella has won it all. High school champion, national champion, Super Bowl champion, and a trifecta of titles, all of which he has done before his brother Fred Warner, Brock Purdy, Ayuk, and Jordan James. All these guys just having to sit back and watch as Comella, 23 of 28, and 2 touchdowns, no mistakes really made, and he'll get to go to the podium. And early on in their careers, it's looking like TJ is going to start pulling away once again. How about a 4,000 yard, 35 touchdown, 8 pick season, 71 completion percentage, an incredible year, and a nice playoff run to go with it. He also takes home Super Bowl MVP as we go to the next season. Vikings keep their core together. The offense looking pretty much the same. Defense, though, no more Nick Bosa. In comes Yaya Diaby, Tyreek Woolen. So a big loss there as we go to the Browns. Ibuka, McLean, and Judkins still doing their thing. They got a tight end, Cats at an 86 overall, and then on defense, even though Myles Garrett isn't around anymore, J.O.K., Swessinger, and Mason Graham, and Michael Hall, and all these defenders are still doing their thing. Browns 1 seed, Vikings 1 seed. How about just barely losing out on MVP as the runner-up J.J. Comella for the Vikings? But both these teams get to be the 1 seed, and we get a little fun rematch here. Gotta cover this one. Last year we went to a very extended overtime, but Shedeur couldn't get the job done over TJ. This year, it's looking like Shedeur can maybe knock off the defending champs, but not to be outdone yet. Ibuka touchdown, and it's 20-14. Browns down by 6 as the kickoff deep. Jacksonville takes it out and gets to the edge. He's got some space, and he's all the way past midfield and to the Browns' 38-yard line. Just like that in field goal range for the Browns to allow a 2-score deficit with 9 minutes to play. It would be brutal, but Shedeur looking for a little bit of revenge, not just for last year, but on the Browns as a whole. as they'll have it 3rd down and 9 from the 22. Shadur over the middle. It's caught Brian Thomas, who ripped this team apart last year. Now Jahmyr Gibbs still finding a lane. Jahmyr Gibbs, touchdown. What a run. The patience, the slipperiness, the burst. And Jahmyr Gibbs for the 2-touchdown lead. And he gets the 2-point conversion as well. And this Jaguar offense just so good. Can TJ match it? 3rd down and 1. He'll sneak it for the 1st down from the 40-yard line. 5.5 to go, and that'll be McLean for a short grab. 5 yards. Now handoff Judkins. Oh my goodness, lit up. 3rd down and 8 after a loss of 3. And they'll have Ibuka. And Emeka Ibuka to the 37-yard line with 4 to go. Gotta find the end zone fast. It's incomplete. 3rd and 10. And will it be one and done for the Super Bowl champion? Oh, it's 4th down. 4th down. Down by 2 touchdowns. Komella. It's incomplete. And the Jags can win this game. 2-touchdown lead with the ball. Shadur will find it a 3rd and 1 where he converts. Browns running out of chances, running out of time, out of timeouts, and for the win, Shadur got it. Luther Burden. The Browns go down. 1 and done for the defending champs, as TJ plays a pretty poor playoff performance. And now you turn things over to Minnesota. But first, TJ, a couple hundred less yards, a little bit less touchdowns, and the completion percentage really dropped for him. For the Vikings, what do you got here? Well, the Giants are currently down by 3 scores, 33-14, but Jackson Dart in scoring territory. It's going to be an incomplete pass, and they will kick a field goal. This will knock it down to a 2-touchdown game, but it will be a 2-touchdown game that will require 2 2-point conversions, as JJ trying to now maybe match his brother, because hey, he's out of the playoffs, he's the defending champs, and we're guaranteed a new set of champs, new team rising to the top. But can it be a little bit of a redemption after the Super Bowl loss he already withstood? It's 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. Comella's had a picture perfect day, over 300 yards through the air, and he'll keep it going. Another completion. It'll be shy of the 1st down. They'll punt, but they ended up draining the clock down to 7 minutes to play. And the Giants still have a lot to do if they want to pull this one through, as Wan'Dale Robinson, that's 26 yards. Wan'Dale's over 100 on the game. Dart, meanwhile, he's running in, the pressure in, sacked. 2nd down and 12, and the quick pass out will get 6 on the play. 3rd down and 6 from the 47-yard line. Dart over the middle, and it's Malik Neighbors with the 1st down grab. Handoff. Neighbors getting a nice block with room to run, and inside the red zone, Giants closing in, maybe trying to make this a 1-score game. He's down to the 3. As from a 3rd down spot, run up the middle, touchdown, Giants. 2-point conversion, though, crucial 2, it's incomplete, and the onside kick is not where they have to go. They touched it too early, and it will be Viking football with a chance to run out the rest of this clock, and Justin Jefferson's doing just that. Nice play from him. Now handoff, Scattaboo, and against his former team, 1st and goal. Looking to seal things up. Scattaboo, just so hard to bring down to the 1, and Komella gives it, and it's a touchdown, Scattaboo, and that'll lock this game up. 40-30. The Giants did find the end zone again late, but Comella's 350 yards, 3 touchdowns was enough to get the job done. Now on to the NFC Championship game. After that 1st round bye and a nice performance against the Giants, we're in a little bit of a lower scoring affair here. 14-13, Seahawks on top with the ball and nearing the red zone. As their quarterback, 2 touchdowns on the day so far. Looking for 3! Incomplete, it'll be 4th down. Kick the field goal 40 yards out. Kick is through the uprights. It'll be 17-13, Komella throwing left side. That's going to be caught. Ty Felton. He's going with some big plays over the years. So Ty Felton really developing into a really nice number 3. Look at Scattaboo breaking 2 tackles. Had to take Byron Murphy getting out there at the second level to bring him down, as Scadaboo has another 6. He's been a really nice element to this offense. Been better than Jordan Mason, better than Aaron Jones. He's been what they have needed. A little bit of power to match the explosiveness and dynamic playmakers on the outside. Is over the middle. That's caught Ty Felton again. Felton got the speed. Felton 30 plus on the play. It's goal to go. And Ty Felton coming up with more big plays. Comella is sacked though. Elite McNeil coming over from the Lions, now dominating on the Seahawks, as Addison will get the sack yards back. 3rd down and goal from the 8. Blitzed in, beats it, Jordan Addison, touchdown Vikings. And Minnesota's on top, and the Seahawks pull something out here as they got just under 6 minutes to play. Broken tackle, a rollout, check it down, get the catch and run. Midfield stripe now as they will throw. Clean pocket as they go right side, and it'll be 6 yards on the play, under 5 minutes to go. Vikings defense, can they get the game? Ceiling stop, well, they're gonna keep it moving there. 38-yard line, handoff, Kenneth Walker slips through, Walker. That's another 1st down. Walker at 84 yards as they go play action from the I formation. He's moving. He's chased. He's down. Sacked. Losses 7. Now backed up at the 35. They'll go over the middle for a completion. That's a nice 15 yards to set them back up. 3rd and manageable. And with time, stepping up. He can run for it. He just took too long to make a decision. And it's incomplete. He should have just ran it. Instead, they'll kick the field goal. And we're all tied up with 2:20 to go. And J.J. Comella, an opportunity to make a clutch drive for a Super Bowl appearance. Jefferson to 3rd down and 3 from the 33. Comella with an extra man to block. He's going to run for it. J.J. running through a defender, but he gets just put on his back in. Now from the 46, they got Ty Felton. And JJ loving to find Ty Felton in these big moments. Now Jordan Addison led up and got the 1st down. Big hits left and right for the Seahawks defense. They got a blitz, but they beat it with a screen. Scadaboo running through Witherspoon and getting out of bounds. 1:13 to go, and you're in long distance field goal range. Screen set up, but it's all covered, and they'll just throw it into the ground. 3rd down and 6. Can you keep field goal range? Yes, you can, and you got it. Field goal on the way with a minute to go. Kick is good. Seahawks now need to find a field goal drive themselves. JSN with the grab. They're already close to midfield with 50 seconds to go. Walker, big run. Kenneth Walker makes a move. And Kenneth Walker, he's over 100 yards. 32-yard line. Now the Seahawks, are they thinking about the lead? As they are down to 1 timeout. 3rd down and 5 as he's going to run. He's got the first. He's inside the 20. And they will kick it here. Field goal for overtime. Kick is good. We're going to extras. And 23-23 your score with the Super Bowl appearance on the line. What is it going to be? JJ gets it first. And quick throw to the outside. Scadaboo is falling forward. He has 9 on the play. Man, Rory brings him down. 34-yard line. QB draw. And 1st down yardage. Move the change to the 37-yard line. Ty Felton in motion. They'll go screen out to him. Felton tries to go inside. He loses 2. It'll be 3rd down and 12. Comella on a 3rd and long. Justin Jefferson. 1st down. The 42. Comella down the field. Oh, got it. Tight end. Finds a way to get it to goal to go. Can he get to the end zone? Scadaboo loses a yard. We'll be backed up 3rd and 11. Comella got a big conversion into again. End zone. Touchdown. Justin Jefferson. JJ to Jay Jettas. And we might be headed to a Super Bowl. Minnesota is 1 stop away. 36-yard line. Seahawks throw it in the flat. Full back is going to run forward for a 1st down through the defender and at the 47-yard line. And they'll go down the field. And he's open! JSN! And Jackson Smith and Jigman to the red zone. Seahawks going end zone! Oh! Caught! Touchdown! Jefferson! JSN! Elite receivers dueling for the overtime touchdowns, and now it's sudden death. Scadaboo for 10. As now you gotta do it again. JJ, you gotta go for it again down the field. That's caught along the sidelines. The 47-yard line. Scattaboo loses 4. It's 3rd and 14. One more non-conversion in here. They're gonna go screen. Scattaboo has got the first. Scattaboo, and JJ's over 400 yards. Scattaboo on the ground slips through, and they're at the 23-yard line. Go to the backup running back. And he's in the red zone. Kick the field goal. That's all they needed. Come on. Kick is good. Vikings are going back to the Super Bowl. And behind JJ Comella going nuts in the final quarter and a half. 55 passes, but he threw for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. Also added contributions on the ground. And we head to Super Bowl appearance number 2 for JJ, trying to capture his first ring. And it is not going to be an easy matchup. Taking them on a little role reversal again. About last year, TJ took on the team that knocked out his brother. Well, now JJ takes out the team that knocked out his brother. And one of the most stacked offenses in the NFL, maybe recent modern history. Jahmyr Gibbs, Luther Burden, Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, all led by Shedeur Sanders. And will it be Super Bowl magic for the Colorado duo? Or will it be a JJ ring? 20-16 your score. Jaguars with the football in the red zone. And it's 3rd down and 4. Shedeur to the air from the 10. And it's going to be a first down. That's Luther Burden to the 2. Handoff. Gibbs breaks the tackle. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown. Jags up by 2 scores. 27-16. Toss out to Scattaboo. And look at Scattaboo running free with a 14-yard rush. As down by 11, it's going to take a big time effort from JJ to make this happen. He went for 400 last game. It might need a similar level of production there as Justin Jefferson on the screen gets 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6. Scattaboo is not going to get a whole lot. He'll give a 3rd down and 3. Quick pass to the outside. And if he didn't have to fall down for that grab, he might have been able to take it even further. Ty Felton, though, on the quick 10-yarder. JJ at 300 now. And they go to Scattaboo to get the first. I formation. Scattaboo up the middle. Not getting much. 2 on the play. 2nd down. And they'll go to Justin Jefferson. There's 15. Goal to go. Under center. Quick drop. Quick throw. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown. Vikings. 27-22 as they miss the 2-point conversion. It'll be a 5-point game as Luther Burden on the play. He's going to have jet pass to get him a couple of yards on that one. 2nd down and 7. Shedeur over the middle. And there's Brian Thomas with the grab. And they go with a play action. Shedeur will throw right side. And there's Brenton Strange. 3rd down and 4 for Shedeur. Can the defense get off the field here? No, they can't. It's Brian Thomas. Oh, he's off the run. 1 minute to beat. It's gone. Brian Thomas. And he is in these defenses alive. Touchdown. 34-22. Comella the outside, and he's going to have to keep fighting this uphill battle with 3 minutes to play. And oh, it's intercepted. Wanted Jefferson picked off. And Minnesota. Is it going to be another loss in the Super Bowl? Travis Hunter and company celebrate the pick as Shedeur and Jahmyr take possession. Timeouts being used. Handoff Gibbs. 1st down again. How about Shedeur throwing now? And he's going to go for another big completion to Luther Burden. Goal to go. Gibbs runs through a defender. Touchdown. No. 41-22 with just 2 minutes to play. And JJ just could not do it. And with just 90 seconds to go now, they're going to try to pull off something. I mean, it's just unfortunate, though. This looks like it's going down in the books as another Super Bowl loss to bring them to 0-2 in Super Bowls as Comella will run. He's got it inside the 10, at the 10. 30 seconds to play. And to try to make it a little bit closer, it's a touchdown to Ty Felton, who had 11 grabs for over 100 yards. An impressive performance from him. And the onside kick is picked up by Luther Burden. Jaguars are going to win it 41-29. Comella 0-2 in Super Bowls. And he'll have to go home empty-handed once again. He threw for about 400 yards again. He threw 55 passes again. Just was not enough. A couple interceptions did hurt, but one of them came when he was already fighting that uphill battle as fade to black. And Comella had a 37 touchdown, 4 pick season, 73 completion percentage. An incredible year. Also added 10 touchdowns on the ground too, because why the heck not? Shedeur wins the Super Bowl and takes home Super Bowl MVP. And Justin Jefferson retires after that. So Jefferson down, and having to replace him will be hard. For the Browns, they lose Ibuka, but Jameson Williams comes in. So a nice lateral movement there, at least from an overall perspective. They also pick up Trey Amos to add to their cornerback room. For the Vikings, they actually add CeeDee Lamb, a very old CeeDee Lamb, but still CeeDee Lamb nonetheless. That'll help out a good bit, even if he's not going to be quite Justin Jefferson. That's the only major addition, though, as the Browns are the 1 seed again. Vikings, 2 seed. And Comella's comes second and third in MVP, and this was a crazy one because TJ Comella throws for 5,700 yards and doesn't win MVP, an NFL record amount of yards. That's only because Joe Burrow threw for 5,600 yards, but had 50 touchdowns, so a loaded year in the NFL when it comes to production. And all in the midst of that, it was lost was that JJ also was an MVP finalist. He came third, and he's going to have to take his guys through the wild card long road to get back to another Super Bowl try. As Arizona, you can see who's at quarterback there. That's Patrick Mahomes in Arizona. I don't know how this happened, but you got to deal with Mahomes now. And it's starting to feel like the gap between JJ and TJ is starting to separate. One guy's got a ring. One guy's got an NFL record amount of passing yards in a season. And the other is just empty-handed. He's made it to the Super Bowl. He just has not won it. And we need to see if he can get back there. Maybe one more try, maybe third time's the charm, but it's already hard enough to make it to a Super Bowl. Making it to 2 is crazy. Making it to 3, the list of people to do that isn't very long, and you don't want to end up in the history of Jim Kelly, and you don't want to end up much like how the Minnesota Vikings have been throughout their history, which is they've made the Super Bowl a number of times, they just haven't won it. As Mahomes delivers for a 3rd down and goal from the 2. And Mahomes scrambling. Touchdown to tie things up. Mahomes gets it done. And we'll turn things over to JJ. There's one thing maybe you could put in JJ's cap. TJ was 0-2 against Mahomes in the playoffs. So maybe it's something. We're just looking for something here. A Scatterboo. Look at that. Incredible effort there to stay on your feet, get that first down as Scatterboo will have 1 more yard. We're down to 2:30 to play as JJ will have a clean pocket throw over the middle and a first down. And trying to make do with no Justin Jefferson. And that was almost pick. I mean, you're relying on Jordan Addison to be your one or an old CeeDee Lamb. And there is an old CeeDee Lamb for a first down as the handoff. Scatterboo is going to have another 21-yard line. Keep running this clock and maybe you can kick a game-winning field goal. Addison first down. Arizona's using timeouts as the quick pass is caught. Addison. And Addison will be at the 8-yard line. 2nd and 2. Scatterboo up the middle, down to the 1. And you can run out this clock now if you want to. But they're going to throw for the end zone. Touchdown! JJ for the lead with a minute to go. And it could be a game-winning drive in the playoffs as Mahomes will take over with just 60 seconds to go. And that won't be a great start as you lose some time there and only get 2 yards on the play. 3rd down and 8 down the middle, and that's going to be over the head of the receiver. 4th down and 8 with the game on the line. Mahomes, deep ball and incomplete. Game over. Minnesota takes out Arizona. Comella's 4 touchdowns go a long way in doing that. As we move things over to the divisional round, we'll cover TJ in a moment. He had a first-round bye. How about a little rubber match here between the Rams and Vikings? Both of them have played each other twice in the playoffs under Comella before, and they are 1-1 apiece as the Rams will kick a field goal here. 28-17 your score. JJ in the lead. Scattaboo on the run, and Cam Scattaboo is got 100 yards on the game, and what an addition he's been for this team. 3rd down and 8 though. Comella blitz sent in. He'll beat the blitz, and a nice throw to Jordan Addison. Not easy to make, but he makes it look easy sometimes. 3rd down and 9 from the 30. How about another conversion? And no, Byron Murphy, sack, fumble! And it's just gonna be a brutal turnover as the Rams now have the door open for a potential comeback with just under 8 minutes to play. They are down by 11, and now with field goal range to make it a 1-score game. They're looking for that touchdown first at the 27. Screen out, and they got blocking. They got a first. No, he's going to be brought down a yard shy. 2nd down and 1 as they go run. And now they got the first down at the 15-yard line. 6 minutes to play. Quick drop under center. Slant route. Puka breaks the tackle. Puka Nacua. Touchdown. Rams make it a 28-23 game as a 2-point conversion is no good. And the Rams got to go back out on defense, but they got to face Scattaboo. He's not the fastest, but he still bursts through the hole for a big run. Play action now. Comella finds Addison, and Addison turning into the go-to guy now as they go Scattaboo on the edge. And there goes Cam. Scattaboo bursts down again. 11 more yards. He's averaging almost 10 a carry. And play action. Sacked again. And the play action not working. 2nd down and 18. They'll get the yards back and a little bit more than that. Ty Felton with a great grab. 3rd down and 5. Knocked away. Great effort by the linebacker. Field goal will be good. 31-23. So back to an 8-point game as they got to get a touchdown or 2-point conversion. Puka Nacua is helping them go there. 20 yards on that one with just over 2 minutes to play. They're heating up. This Rams offense getting going. Throwing it. Dave on the run. End zone. Incomplete. Wanted it all there and it didn't work out. 2nd and 10. Floats it. Nice job to get a hand on it, but it goes into the receiver's hands anyway. Oh, come on. From the 23, run the ball, and they get a 7-yarder. Handing it up again. Trying to take their time here as they got it to the 5. They don't want to give JJ too much time if they tie it up. As they go, scrambling, in, touchdown, but they need to get the 2. Can it be a 2-point conversion for overtime? As they go, handoff, and the Vikings defense got him down. And it's going to come down to an onside kick. Vikings fall on it, and that'll be game. On to the NFC Championship for the Vikings, as Comella only 5 incompletions on the day to go. Just 2 touchdowns, no picks. We move over to TJ, who's going to be taking on the Indianapolis Colts, who are right now not doing too hot. It's 7-0, though. The cold weather here up in Cleveland in this January football game really affecting the offenses, but it's affecting the Colts more so as the field goal from the Browns is good. 10-0 your score. A shutout being pitched right now as Tyler Warren has the grab for a short gain. 3rd down and 7. As the Colts are going to have the first down. There's Josh Downs for the first. And 2 picks, no touchdowns for their quarterback. Not really doing the number 18 for the Colts justice right here. Not looking like Peyton Manning by any means as he's going down. Sacked. As it's 3rd and 14. Screen out. And he's not going to go anywhere near the first down marker. They'll punt the football away. And TJ, after the first round bye, might be getting another easy ride to the AFC Championship as the Colts are not doing much to put up any sense of resistance here. Not putting any pressure on them for sure with the 0 points that they have on the board. 3rd down and 4 for Comella. Trying to keep the drive going, and he does. It's McClain again. These two having a career-long connection here. And it's always just TJ being lucky enough to get those receivers right along with him. Remember Coco Reynolds at Wisconsin being his go-to guy, and now having, look at a trick play right there on third down, but not going to work out. But now having McLean being put in his draft class as well. It's 13-0. Still no points for the Colts, but under 3 minutes to go. And the Colts, I mean, it's a 2-score game, so, like, it's not out of reach completely. It's just they're not doing too good as they get sacked again. 3rd and 19. And the Colts, a lot of time. And an open man. Tyler Warren, it'll be 4th and 5 as they got a last chance for maybe any points on the board. He can't get anything open. He's sacked, and the Browns are going to win it. 16-0. A shutout in the playoffs. As we go to the AFC and NFC championship games, how about the Seahawks back for a little bit more action here? Comella, JJ picked off. Seahawks down by 5, and now with the football in a chance to take the lead here as they'll throw for the sticks. It'll be a yard shy. 2nd and 1, handoff. Kenneth Walker first down. As 11 to the 13-yard line. They had a great battle last time around, and they're going to have a touchdown here, and it's looking like we're going to have to be in for another high-scoring clutch battle between these two teams as the 2-point conversion shoveled it into nobody, it feels like, and it'll be 29-28, and Comella finds Ty Felton to midfield. JJ's got 4 touchdowns on the game as they go a quick slant route, and it'll be caught for 7. 3rd down and 3 from the 43. Got a completion short, though. 4th and 2, they're going for it. Love the call. Love the route and throw and the play and everything. Don't love it from the Seahawks, though, as they go up the sidelines. That was close, but not quite. 3rd down and 10. They're in long-distance field goal range, but he's taking a shot deep. Touchdown! Touchdown, Vikings! And the 2-point conversion got people open, but they sent the blitz. Down goes Minnesota. It's 34-29. Looking for yet another Super Bowl appearance, trying to finally win one as they throw outside, and it's going to be 4th and 1. They'll put it away. Vikings take over with a chance to go up by 2 scores. Can they come up big, though? As it'll be 2nd down and 3. Quick drop. That's an open man. Wide opens Jordan Addison. Addison being a career-long lifer for the Vikings and coming up big in big moments. Same thing with some of these other guys like Ty Felton as well. Midfield, they go handoff. Is the backup running back trying to run out this clock. Seahawks down to 1 timeout. 2 first downs will end it. There's 1, and they're running back for the first as we are down to 1 more first down. Jump pass, got it. Jump pass for the win. And going to the Super Bowl one more time. Vikings behind 5 touchdowns from JJ, meaning we are 1 game away from a historic matchup. We go to the AFC Championship. Browns versus Bengals. A chance for a brother versus brother Super Bowl on the line here. And right now the only thing standing in the way is Joe Burrow. 21-17. Burrow! Open man and a first down. They are up right now by 4, and they are driving. Burrow will flick one, and that's an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Burrow with time will find a incomplete pass. Defender jumped in front of it. It'll be incomplete, not picked off, and the field goal good, as it'll be 24-17. TJ is going to be more motivated now maybe to go and try to face his brother in a Super Bowl. Judkins running through a man, and Judkins for 6. It'll be 3rd down. TJ at the marker. It's close, but he's got it. First down, looking for the tie. Got to go 49 more yards, and he's going to get another completion for a first down. 38-yard line. Judkins on the carry. Judkins, first down, 10. No, they don't give it to him. That's so close. About as close as it gets. And Judkins is fighting, and he's got it this time. 28-yard line underneath. TJ not missing right now. They'll be 18 yards out as they go. Handoff. Judkins got the blocking. Quinshon Judkins ties it up. And we're down to just 5 to play, and 24-24 being your score. Joe Burrow, can he spoil the historic Super Bowl matchup? Jamar Chase for the first down. 37-yard line. Quick pass. That'll be close to the marker, 1 yard shy at the 46-yard line, 3 minutes to go. Run the ball. That's a first down. And they'll be at midfield, closing in on that field goal range. And that'll do it right there. That's 10 more yards. It's 35-yard line. 3rd and 6 now as he's inside for the first down. And this could be it. I think the Browns might be falling out here. And that's another one that's going to be incomplete. That was the chance there. If that ball was in play, that would have been knocking them down to just like 10 seconds to go. Instead, the Browns will get a full 50 seconds with no timeouts to get a field goal. Judkins on the screen, can't get out of bounds, and he gets 9 on the play. 3rd down and 1. From the 33, ball caught. They give him forward progress on a first down. With just 30 seconds to play. Gotta go 65 yards. And TJ hurrying things back to the line. Remember, no timeouts, maybe 1 strike down the middle to spike it and get into field goal range. Comella with a clean pocket. He's gonna load up, throw it deep. I want it all. Oh, touchdown! Are you kidding me? Crenshaw Judkins! He launched that ball over 70 yards, and he got it for the lead! And Joe Burrow can't believe it! He's got to go on a Hail Mary now! Super Bowl on the line, and it's not going to work out! We're going TJ versus JJ! Browns, Vikings, Super Bowl, book it! We are getting a historic matchup on the heels of a historic play by TJ Comella. We are set. The stage is set for an all-time matchup. Brother versus brother. TJ versus JJ. And this just their second matchup at the NFL level. This very well could be the climactic moment in each of these two brothers' lives. TJ always been number 1. He's got a Super Bowl on his resume. JJ never been a champion, and he's 0-2 in Super Bowls. And what a one to get if he gets it on his brother. Here we are, 4th quarter. It's 21-17. The Vikings are down, but with the ball and getting a first down completion for 18 yards. TJ, JJ, who's it gonna be? JJ delivers for 7 yards on the play to 3rd down and 1 from the 40-yard line. That's a quick hit route. Got the first. As he's got 2 touchdowns on the day, looking for number 3, as he's got it over the middle for Addison. Just systematically working his way down the field. 3rd down and 2. That's another one for Addison. And another first down. He's working it great. Nice drive so far. Already a couple of minutes off the clock. And Ty Felton for 6 more. 3rd down again. Does he have another conversion? JJ outside, incomplete, and finally the stop. 4th down, though. They're going to go for it. JJ, end zone, incomplete. Turnover on downs. And you took up like half the 4th quarter on an incredible drive, and you get nothing on it. As you maybe could have considered the field goal there, but they wanted the lead on the drive. Instead, TJ will have it 3rd down and 7, and he converts for the first down. No 3 and out for TJ as he goes quick throw. Again, decisive. 8 more yards under center, snake it, and he's got the first down. He's become, I guess, the best sneak quarterback in the league, as TJ will go with another quick hitter, and it'll be 6 more on the play. 3 minutes to go, and outside, oh no, picked off. TJ made a mistake. TJ made a mistake in the big game. Oh no, JJ making up a little role reversal here. Usually it's JJ making the mistake, but TJ made it this time. He opens the door for his brother. 45-yard line, throw it into middle, caught for 21. 24-yard line, 2 minutes to go, the game-winning drive. Addison, he has 12. Addison at the 12-yard line as they throw it outside for 4 more. Is it just a minute to play? 2nd and 6 off his back foot. Addison again. We're at the 3-yard line. 30 seconds to play. Handoff stopped. 4th and 2. It's 4th down. 4 yards to go. 20 seconds of the Super Bowl. And here we go, JJ, to beat your brother. This is what you've waited for. On the run. Picked off. Picked off in the end zone. No. He threw the pick in the end zone. And that is going to erase what he had dreamed of for his entire life. It ends in heartbreak. JJ, 0-3 in Super Bowls. TJ beats his brother again and wins his second ring. If that isn't what finally breaks this, I don't know what will. JJ, will it ever happen? Maybe the Vikings, maybe they're just too cursed to do it. As they go to the podium one more time, TJ with his second ring, cementing himself in the history of great quarterbacks with 2 Super Bowls, an NFL record 5,000-yard season plus, 5,716 to be exact, 44 touchdowns. He didn't play the better Super Bowl, but he played the winning football, and when it mattered most, JJ just couldn't get it done. 4,200 yards, all the touchdowns in the world, 500 rushing yards, and again, he did great, but does it matter anymore when it just keeps ending the same? Judkins won Super Bowl MVP and then pieced out. Braxton Bronson, a running back that the Browns had brought in, he is going to be the new starter. Xavier Watts also will step in. For the Vikings, it's just Addison and Ty Felton. Scattaboo is regressing, and they bring in Tavondre Sweat as well. I mean, what more do you need to say, though? We go into the next season. Vikings, 1 seed. JJ Comella bounces back and wins MVP. Browns, meanwhile, slip a little 10-7, but they dominate in the wild card, 31-3. Vikings and Browns both move to the divisional round. Vikings after that first round bye. Browns got to do it from the wild card spot as they go on the road here, taking on Las Vegas. Can the Browns maybe go and try to win another Super Bowl, put another one on their resume, as throwing over the middle, almost picked off. Not many things TJ needs to, I guess, check off his resume here. He hasn't won an MVP, which his brother just did. But we've seen this story before as the kick for the Raiders for the tie. No good. Seen the story before, though, where in college he won the Heisman. And JJ was riding high, and then TJ just goes and wins the championship. So he didn't need to win a Heisman to be better. He didn't need to win a Heisman to feel like he came out on top. So the MVP, it's just a bonus, but he's looking for the rings. He's looking for the Super Bowls. He's looking for the wins. And Cleveland on their way to maybe getting another one, as they are going to be having a 4th down field goal, try to make it a 6-point game. Kick is good. With just 7.5 minutes to play as the Raiders going to go Genty's way. He's losing yards. 2nd and 13 as they will go. Left side of the field, incomplete, broken up. And it'll be 3rd and 13. Screen for Genty as he's got it. Gets a block in. A lot of room for Ashton Genty for the first down as the Raiders keep things moving. Play action rollout. Oh, he made a miss. That's a nice move from the quarterback, even though it doesn't result in a lot of yards. He avoided a big loss. 3rd down and 9. Incomplete, though. And the Raiders will have to punt. Browns backed up, and we'll see how this Browns team also operates. Braxton Bronson is doing well, but no Quinshon Judkins, who's coming off the Super Bowl MVP and a couple of 1,000-yard seasons for this Browns squad. So, it's a big adjustment there. As with 4 minutes to go, Browns trying to run out the rest of this clock, and they keep on moving the football. About the 40-yard line. 2nd and 7. Bronson is going to fumble the football, but picked up by a Browns lineman. 3rd down and 6. Comella got another one. Converting again, and we've seen this before. The Browns are just going to run this down to the 2-minute warning. Raiders out of timeouts. 1st down ends it here, and they're not going to get it. As the Raiders, well, they will have just over a minute. No timeouts, and they got to go 85 yards for the win. You pull this one off, that'd be incredible as they go out of bounds. Jack Besh will have it to the 22-yard line. 3rd down and 2. Rolling out. Floating one. Genty just made sure they got the first down, but he's not going to get out of bounds, so they lose a little bit of time there, but they keep the ball rolling as they go quick out, and he's not going to get out of bounds. He cuts it inbounds, and they get 10, but it's 35 seconds to play. 3rd and inches. They got it over the middle of the field. 25 seconds after the spike. Go outside. Jack Besh, he's got out of bounds. All right, 3rd down and 1 with 22 seconds to play as he's looking, throwing, out of bounds. 4th and 1, and from the 48, throw is caught, and Bowers, I don't know if they're gonna have enough time though, there's just 11 seconds to play. They gotta hurry back to the line. 7 seconds, they might get one more play. They gotta go all the way 36 yards to the end zone. He'll throw down the field for the end zone. Touchdown Raiders! What in the world just happened? At the buzzer! Touchdown Raiders, Chuck Bash! You've got to be kidding me, TJ! Go home! The defending champs go out at the buzzer! And the extra point for the win is good! What just happened? Raiders win it! TJ was great. That was just out of nowhere. He throws for 5,000 yards, 35 touchdowns. An incredible season once again. But he's going home. And who would have expected that? Minnesota, meanwhile, they went 15-2. And maybe a bit of a JJ revenge tour, possibly? I mean, but like, how much can you really just give him the benefit of the doubt when it's 0-3? In Super Bowls as a touchdown! JJ, though, MVP, maybe just... I don't even know. You can only assume for so long that things are going to go a certain way before you just accept that they're just not going to be that way. Is it Minnesota that's the problem? Is it him? Is it the big moments? Is it just unlucky? I don't know, but he's playing a phenomenal game right now and proving why he's the MVP because he's dicing up this Cowboy defense. They're already up by 14, and he's looking for another touchdown. I mean, his playoff performances have been unbelievable at times. He's been unreal as he's at the 8-yard line looking for a 5th touchdown, but they'll hand it off instead, and he'll have it 3rd down and inches. Sneak it 1st down as the Vikings coming out here with a 5th touchdown to seal the deal. It looks like a 21-point lead. The Cowboys will eventually drive it down the field with just a minute to play and throw a touchdown, but that one only makes the scoreboard look a little bit closer as the onside kick will be in Minnesota's hands. But, I mean, another incredible performance from JJ in the playoffs. A win, 5 touchdown passes, and 386 yards. I mean, he's just lighting this field up. He's an MVP. He's a star as we go ahead to the NFC Championship. One more time, maybe? Maybe the 4th time is the charm. I don't know. But the Eagles are going to take a 6-point lead here, as this is not a easy one against a 13-win team. A 13-win Eagles team, in a lot of instances, a season like that, 13 wins is enough to get a first-round bye. It's just the Vikings happen to go 15-2. But unfortunately for JJ, he went 3 and out, and the Eagles take over. Ball back in their hands. 6-point game and a screen out. Eagles got a 1st down and more to the 38-yard line of the Vikings. Their quarterback playing pretty nice right now. 38-yard line. He'll go underneath. That's going to be 5 yards. How about 2nd down? Read option. He can move. He can run. He can get a big gain here. He'll have 11 yards at the 22-yard line. Just 7 minutes to go. And he'll get pressured and sacked. As can he get off the field at least and maybe make it a 9-point game instead? You will. As, yeah, the Eagles punch through a field goal, 30-21, 9-point game. As with just under 6 minutes to go, Vikings, it's a broken tackle there, and not able to get to the 1st down marker, but will still get 4 yards on the play. Vikings got another 1st there. Need to at least get out of this drive with 3 points, but you'd love the touchdown first here, just in case as they go with a screen for a 1st down. Broken tackle. Oh no, he fumbled the football! And well on their way to making it a 1-score game. He fumbles it away. And the Eagles eventually drive it down the field. Just won't be denied, won't be stopped. And at the 2-yard line, read option, touchdown Eagles. You gotta be kidding me. Both TJ and JJ going out in unfortunate ways. A buzzer beater touchdown obviously hurts a lot more, but when you're driving it down, that's an interception to end things for good. But when you're driving it down to make it a 1-score game and your running back fumbles the football away, that just is a killer. And JJ, the MVP, even an MVP, nope, no Super Bowl appearance. He threw for 4,600 yards, 41 touchdowns on 70% completion percentage, added 470 yards and 7 rushing touchdowns as well. Raiders win the Super Bowl over the Eagles, so both teams that knocked the Comellas out made the Super Bowl. We go into the next season where these guys are, right at about 30 years old. They are in the primes, or even, for some, exiting their prime. But these guys at the peak of their powers right now. And the Vikings did add a new receiver, Gordon. Should help out a lot. They also got Chris Jenkins and some cornerback help. And they are sitting at the top as the #1 seed. And TJ now, he wins his MVP because he broke his own record. 5,800 yards. Both Browns and Vikings first round buys. And Cleveland, maybe this is the year where TJ can go and get a 3rd ring, as his Browns are in control right now in the divisional round, 17-7 over the Kansas City Chiefs. No Mahomes on this Chiefs team, but still, the Chiefs are going to be good nonetheless as they go and tackle him for a loss here. 3rd down and goal from the 12. As he's got time, he'll go short of the line. 4th and goal from the 2. They will settle for 3. Field goal good. And the Browns will keep a 7-point lead. And there goes Bronson with a nice run, as they've not really missed much of a step losing Quinshon Judkins, as Bronson stepped in and really become just as good, it feels like, as they get another first down there. TJ just knows how to take the clock down, methodically move down the field, not like many other players can do, as Bronson to the edge, and the run game helping them out. 4th and 1. They could go for it here, but they're not going to. That would have been a really big one if they went for it and got it and kept on draining the clock, as Chiefs get the football back, an eligible man downfield, as that'll be a 2nd down and 15, as the quarterback, I think their backup is in now, and that's not Patrick Mahomes, but he's wearing number 15. He's trying to look like Mahomes. Deep ball, it's incomplete. 4th down and long, and they will punt with just 4 minutes to play, as the return will be a great field position to start, and they get a little bit more after that to 38, so basically just handing them field goal range off that punt. I mean, it was a bad situation either way. You can't go for it on 4th and 15 that backed up, but you just were hoping you maybe got a great punt. Not going to happen, though. 3rd down and 4. TJ incomplete, but like I said, you were basically gifted a field goal, and the kick is good. 10-point lead, as TJ and this squad not really having a whole lot of difficulties here, as this, Patrick Mahomes knockoff quarterback is trying to do his thing with 2 minutes to play, as he is going to step up, and he is going to eventually find somebody down the field who just flat out dropped it. That is brutal. And then on 4th down, it's picked off. And that should be your game. Bronson runs it up the middle just for good measure to get some first downs here. Make sure that the Chiefs can't touch the ball again. And they do just that. Game over. Browns win it 20-10. Very comfortable fashion. They'll be headed to the AFC Championship. It is a pretty nice 2-touchdown game in the snow, 250 yards for TJ. We move over to JJ now, who's taking on the Philadelphia Eagles again. Eagles won last year and ended up going to the Super Bowl. Can they do it again? As JJ in a tie game will go play action. Throw it out on the flats. That's going to be caught. And a big hit, as that'll get him to 3rd down and 4 from the 46. JJ sacked! And they'll have to give it to Philly, as same guy from last year, same team from last year, really. They'll go quick 3 and out, so right back with the football is Minnesota, as the defense is maybe showing up a little bit. 2nd down and 7. JJ slant route. It's right at the line. He breaks the tackle, gets the first down, and Comella moves into the 43. Under center, a quick drop out route. There you go. And stringing together another first down, trying to hit Gordon a couple of times. That new receiver, and it's going to be incomplete there. 3rd and 11 from the 40. Can you get a couple of yards maybe? And no, you can't. You get sacked and lose field goal range. So you got to punt. It's the worst scenario, really, as Now it's going to be third down and long for the Eagles again. Philly is not going to get there. So another 3 and out. The Vikings defense, this time it's the offense letting them down. And that's not something we're used to seeing with JJ. It's the offense not able to get things going. Third down, and that's going to be a stop. So the defenses on both ends are really coming up big. Punt wasn't a good one finally. Eagles good field position, and one big play. Broken tackle and into field goal range. The Eagles have flipped the field now, and it's going to be 3 minutes to play and a cutback run. First down inside the red zone. As now the Eagles in control of this one. Quick hitch. Quick hitter. Look at the speed burst. Touchdown, Philly. 24-17. JJ on the verge of getting knocked out after a first round bye. Going one and done. Just be brutal. As they go 2nd and 1 handoff, that'll be a first down. You got to do something here to get this thing into overtime. JJ throws it outside, caught for the first down. The 31 timeout used, 1:14 to play. JJ, he can run forward, he'll throw, and he's got a completion. That was a dangerous ball. It'll be 23 yards out. He'll go and get another completion. Red zone, 14-yard line. Now coming alive in this last drive. That's going to the end zone. Touchdown, Jordan Addison. And we'll be tied up. We'll be headed to overtime. So the offense of the Vikings really struggled the first couple of drives of the fourth quarter, but when it mattered the most, they turned it on and they got the game tire, as now we're on to overtime where Minnesota's had good success before. Comella, throw to the outside. That'll be 6 yards. 2nd down and 4 from the 47. They'll try to run. It's brought down for a 2-yard loss. 3rd down at 6. And JJ throws it down middle. Incomplete. And now we're in sudden death where the Eagles can win it with a field goal. And the Vikings defense needs to come up big here. 3rd down and a conversion for Philly. 11 yards on the play as they'll go handoff. And with room, he's got 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4 on the football again. Philly 1 yard shy. 3rd and 1. They'll go with the ground game again. He got to the edge and inside the 30, 20, 10. Knocked down, but the Eagles can win it here. And that ball, oh my goodness, that was almost intercepted, but it somehow was caught off a tip. And now the Eagles, they just need to play it safe. They'll scramble, they'll be in. Touchdown, Eagles. And Philly knocks out Minnesota back-to-back years in the playoffs. And JJ may just never get back. 30-24. Comella, another 380 yards in the playoffs. He had 4,300 yards, 29 touchdowns, so his lowest touchdown total in 5 years. And just another, 400 to 500 yards on the ground like he's typically done. Meanwhile, we go to Jacksonville, and we got heavy snow here. And as you can see, the visuals not the best, but Cleveland scores a touchdown here to go up 17-10. In this heavy snowy condition. You can see even on replay, not the easiest to spot, but Comella has dealt with the weather all throughout his life, all throughout his career. 4th and 19 for Shedeur. We wanted this rubber match to maybe be one that was a little bit clearer weather, but instead Jacksonville, they're just not used to the weather like this. They're used to playing in sunny Florida. They're not used to the heavy snow. As Shedeur on 4th down was hit as he was throwing in an incomplete pass. Browns end up getting a field goal. Shedeur goes 9 for 24. Maybe just a little too used to the Jacksonville, Florida heat. And we go to the Super Bowl. Browns are back in it. And can TJ Comella go 3-0 and hit that rare list of quarterbacks to have a trio of Super Bowls? It's gonna be in Vikings Stadium. And what a dagger twist it would be to win the Super Bowl on the home of his brother. A Panthers, Caleb Williams-led Panthers matchup here as Caleb is down by 7. It's 17-10, but Caleb with the ball will go handoff and tackle for a loss. 2nd down and 14. Caleb will fire over the middle. That's caught for 10 yards. 3rd down and 4 now as the 4-man rush. Caleb is moving, hit as he's throwing, ball out of bounds. And they're going to go for it. 4th and 4. They pass up a 51-yard field goal. Caleb wants it all. It's incomplete. It's an interesting call there. I don't hate it, but you didn't need to do that as TJ goes down now. Sack 3rd and 19. Could be all okay if the defense gets off the field here, but they won't. Nice throw up the sideline as now Bronson breaks a tackle. And he'll have 6 on the play. 8 minutes to go in the Super Bowl. TJ looking for 3-0. Bronson breaks free. And Braxton Bronson to the 25-yard line as they'll run it inside. Tackle for loss. 3rd down and 12. Comella underneath. He's got a block after the catch, but it's not going to be close to a 1st down. They'll kick the field goal, but that's all they really needed to take a 10-point lead with 6 minutes to go. And now you're really kicking yourselves if you're the Panthers here, not going for that field goal on the last drive. Now you're down 2 scores at 5 minutes to play as Caleb will throw. And moving left. Caleb Swessinger gets him. Down for the sack as Caleb will throw up the sidelines, incomplete. 4th and 10. And the Panthers losing hope here, but they keep it alive a little bit longer. 1st down. As they will go with a play action. And Caleb floats one out. That's going to be caught with room to run. And to the 24. So you can settle for the field goal here if you need to. And I would think that's a fine decision if you have to, but maybe we don't got to worry about it. Down to the 1. Caleb hands it off. Touchdown Panthers. And they are right back in it. Can TJ end this game though? He'll have 3.5 minutes. Him and Bronson will be tasked with trying to finish this game off. Here goes Bronson. 1st down. There's 1. Timeouts used by Panthers as it's 2nd down and 9. Quick throw caught. And here you go. Here's your big deciding play as it's going to be a throw. Comella Meadow caught. And caught it. And a 1st down. 1 more for the win. And there you go. Browns have got the 1st down of the 2-minute warning, making a trifecta of Super Bowl rings for Cleveland, for TJ. 3-0 in Super Bowls and living up to the status that he was given since day 1, as he'll be booking his ticket probably straight to the Hall of Fame. TJ, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and taking it home once again. Cleveland turning into a football powerhouse under TJ's reign as they hoist the Lombardi high and 5,800 yards, 53 touchdowns. Unbelievable year from TJ and taking home Super Bowl MVP. And if there was ever a thought of the conversation, maybe it's done now. JJ, no rings in his trophy case. 0-3, while TJ's 3-0. We are on to year 10 in their careers, a full decade in the NFL now. And we'll see if they have anything more left in them. Still got some years left. They do face each other in the regular season, and this one, it's the worst of the bunch. The Browns moved to 15-0 with a 43-7 win over his brother. TJ dominates JJ, and it's getting out of hand between these two. Minnesota is still going to be heading to the playoffs, but chasing history now is TJ, the 1 seed. Not only the 1 seed, a perfect 17-0 record, trying to be called maybe the greatest team of all time, where their point differential was out of this world. Meanwhile, Minnesota, they were the 5th seed. Now, they did get a little bit of a break. They got to play a 7-win division-winning Saints squad, and they got to take care of business 27-10. JJ, 2 touchdowns, no picks, as both players in the divisional round and a familiar opponent here. Minnesota taking on the Rams. The Rams have been, a perennial thorn in the side, much like how the Jaguars have been a thorn in the side of the Browns, each guy developing their own rivalries outside of themselves. So 4th down and inches, Rams field goal try, kick is almost blocked, and the kick is good. 21-13 Minnesota as they go play action here. And Vikings are going to throw it out of bounds. 3rd down and 9. As JJ with the corner blitz send and beats it. Got the completion to an open man. And that's how you beat the blitz there. Nice job taking that hit and delivering as they hand it off up the middle. As they'll get just 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5. Quick throw. Slant route is going to be 4 yards on the play. JJ playing a clean one here today as well. And that'll be a loss of yards there on the ground, so they'll have to punt it away. And the Vikings now only up by 1 score. Rams can tie the game up here. They'll need a touchdown. They'll need a 2-point conversion. And the run, keeping it on the ground. They'll have 8 more. 2nd down and 2. Quick drop, and that firing over the middle for a 1st down completion. Just 6 minutes to play in this 4th quarter with another chance at an NFC Championship appearance. Oh, he tried to flick the screen, and it's a pick 6. Hey, Andrew Van Ginkel might not be on the team anymore, but that's a very Andrew Van Ginkel-like play, as that is a pick 6 for the Vikings. And that may have just flipped it right into their favor. Minnesota up by 15 as from the 40-yard line. Vikings defense might have done enough to push them to the next round, but the Rams not going to go out quietly here. They'll throw down the middle of the field. That's caught for a 1st down to the 36 now as they'll go play action once more. Quick pass to the tight end. They'll have 7 on the play. We're at 3.5 minutes to go, though. We're running out of time. They got all their timeouts, though, and the 2-minute warning. So as long as they can keep that in their back pocket, they should be able to get maybe a chance at this one with a stop as they'll go end zone touchdown. Rams, 2-point conversion. They will not go for it now. They'll save it for later if they get the opportunity. Vikings stopped on 1st down. 2nd and 10. Ground again. And they are going to get 7 on the play. JJ on 3rd down. Just trying to seal the game. No! Sacked. And the Rams will get plenty of time. And they may not have timeouts, but they got the 2-minute warning still. And with that, the 2 minutes to go 36 yards now. They even are comfortable running the football. And they get a 1st. Can the Rams force overtime, pull up a 15-point comeback? As with the 28-yard line with 90 seconds to play, he'll step up. He'll go left side of the field and complete 3rd down and 5. Come on, defense. He's going to scramble. He's got the 1st, and he's at the 20-yard line. And out of timeouts, though, they got to hurry it back to the line. He's going to scramble again. He's going to break a tackle. Dives down for 7. 55 seconds to play. And will he run again? Yes, he will. He's got the 1st down. 9-yard line. 40 seconds. Can he go? He's sacked. Finally, the run doesn't go far. 30 seconds to go from the 12. He's got time. He's going to throw it away. Oh, but it's still caught. I thought that was going out of bounds. So let's just take a short gain. But regardless, it's 3rd down from the 9. He's just going to go out the back of the end zone, incomplete. 4th down and goal. Game on the line for the Rams. He's going to scramble. He dives and touchdown Rams. And for the tie, Blitzen, and he's sacked. 3 defenders got there, the Vikings. They let him get real close. But it does not matter in the end because they will win it with the onside kick recovery. JJ throws 3 more touchdowns and a nice efficient game. Meanwhile, we go to the Browns, who are steamrolling 49-16. TJ Comella throws 7 touchdowns in a playoff game. Are you kidding me? 7 touchdowns in the snow. He might be playing his best football, and if this is the best version of TJ, it's scary. As the Vikings now got to go through the tough road, tough way to battle through, whereas the Browns are dominating everybody as it's incomplete there. If JJ wants a 4th try at a Super Bowl, he'll have to take out his childhood team. And the Green Bay Packers, they faced off in many regular season matchups, but just not much in the playoffs. And remember his first playoff loss coming in a dominant fashion to this Packers team. as they go 3 and out. Packers with the football, throwing over the middle, it's caught, and Green Bay down to the 21-yard line as they go quick drop, pass is caught, and he's got a first down inside the 10 to the 9. Looking for the tie. Green Bay hands it off, and he'll have just a yard. Second down and goal from the 8, and tackled for loss. Nice job from the edge. 10-yard line, third down and goal, end zone caught. No, it's broken up. He had it in his hands, and the Packers got to settle for 3. 17-13 your score as JJ floats one up top and caught. Broken tackle, and a great play there. Just trying to find whoever he can. It may not be Justin Jefferson. It may not be Jordan Addison. It may not be any of these guys anymore, but these new crop of receivers coming up big. It'll be a fourth down there as the Packers got a stop and a field goal try, so both teams have matched one another. 3-3 apiece in this fourth quarter. Green Bay still with the opportunity to tie it. 5.5 to go. Play action. Chased and sacked. Didn't get far. Third down at 15 as they got to go a long way, and they will not get it here, but he does fall forward. Maybe was enough to think about going for it, but they will punt it. JJ can maybe put this one away to head to a 4th Super Bowl appearance as he's going to move and throw. He tried to back up a little bit, and it just went over the head of the receiver. As now the Packers, fumble! First play of the drive, and the defender lights up the quarterback, takes the football back, and Minnesota can end this one. Comel into the air, caught down to the 3. And just like that, handing it off, he'll find a lane and into the end zone. Touchdown Vikings! 2-touchdown lead, and Minnesota, will it be a 4th Super Bowl appearance? They just gotta hang on a little bit longer. 2-minute warning as they will throw underneath. That's gonna be caught as the Vikings just gonna let them keep dinking and dunking their way down the field. Plays like that, they'll let them have it all day long. Just keep that clock moving, keep them burning those timeouts, recover an onside kick, and you should be all right. And they'll be seeing who is waiting for them on the other side as Green Bay slides down at the 11 now. 1st and 10 over the middle, caught in into the end zone. Touchdown Green Bay. But the onside kick is going to be what it comes down to, and the Vikings are going to recover, and Minnesota is going to a Super Bowl one more time. Comella, another clean game, mistake free, and they will be headed to the Super Bowl, but to face who? Well, a familiar scenario presents itself. The last time TJ and JJ faced in the Super Bowl, it was JJ winning in the NFC Championship, watching at home as his Cleveland Brown rivals take on Cincinnati again. The touchdown, that 60-something yarder to Quinshon Judkins many years ago, was iconic, and now Cincinnati with another chance to maybe rectify what happened. For Cleveland, it's a chance to move to a historic 19-0 record and go to the Super Bowl, trying to cap off the NFL's maybe most unthinkable season, as with every time the records and the amount of games you play expand, the thought of going undefeated throughout the entire schedule, it becomes all the more unimaginable. But to go 20-0, here's your chance. Pass up top is incomplete. This Cleveland team has blown out majority of their opponents. And you can see it by the point differential being a plus 250 or something crazy like that. And then what they did to the Dolphins, a 7-touchdown game by TJ in the snow. But here, the Bengals, it may not be Joe Burrow, but they found their next in line, and an incomplete pass on 3rd down will give Cleveland the ball back with a 3-point lead. Cleveland, though, the closest one they've maybe played up until this point against Cincinnati. Cincinnati throwing everything at them. 5 minutes to go. Pass out of the flats is going to be a first down, and into Bengal territory at the 33 now. 4 yards out on 2nd down. A rare read option from TJ. And no, he fumbled the football, but it's picked up by the Browns. And that's why you don't do read options with TJ, as they'll go outside. McLean still here, still being an elite receiver. Play action, throwing, and it's caught! Touchdown! Browns up by 10. And Minnesota might be taking on the unbeatable, the unbelievable, and the unimaginable. But can the Bengals pull off some magic themselves? As it'll be 43-yard line, 2:30 to play. As Bengals looking, moving. They're going to throw it down the field. It's caught. 24-yard line. They'll get another 5 yards right before the 2-minute warning. Sweep it to the outside. He's going to break the tackle, but lose yards on the play. They could end up just settling for a field goal here, as with all their timeouts, they'll throw it for the end zone. Incomplete. And that will be a field goal. Cleveland still has to run out this clock, though. They have all their timeouts. Cincinnati does, as one right there after a 3-yarder. How about 1 yard on 3rd down and 6 now? Can they get the stop? Will it be 3 and out? Yes, it will. Cincinnati, they can pull off the unimaginable right now as they go to the outside. That's 4 yards. If he scored a touchdown here, you got to think about just going for 2. Just putting it all on one play. Slide down at the 45-yard line as you go from the blitz here. Extra man sent in, and it's going to be another completion for a 1st down. This is going to be an incredible finish. Cincinnati is going to get hit as he's throwing, and it's incomplete. He got a lot of pressure in his face there. 38 seconds to go. Can they do it right back to Cleveland after the heartbreak many years ago from Joe Burrow and the Quinshawn Judkins play? Can it be Bengals this time? 18 seconds out of bounds with 16 seconds to play at the 22. Time is running out, and they're going to go for the end zone out of bounds. It's 4th down and 10 with 12 seconds to play. Last opportunity. End zone touchdown, Cincinnati. And Cincinnati is not going to go for 2. They're not going to do it. They're going to overtime. And if I was Cincinnati with a chance to make history, I wouldn't want to see this Browns team for another quarter. But they are going to test it. They're going to test it. And I would say I would have went for 2. Will it be their undoing, though? Browns get the ball first in overtime. Bronson, 1st down and 11 yards on the play, as they'll drop and throw from the 45 with pressure in. Comella, throw it left side. Got a 1st down. And TJ staying cool and composed under pressure as he'll get another completion. This is Bronson out of the backfield, and he'll have 16 more on the play, and they're moving it with ease. That tackle for loss, though, will finally set them back. A quick drop on 3rd down and 8 as Comella finds a receiver. It's on the 5, down to the 4. Comella for the touchdown, hands it off. Bronson down for a yard. Goal line as they hand it on to the backup running back. Touchdown, Browns. Cincinnati needs to tie things up. They need to go 75 yards. They'll go deep. They want it all in one play. It's over there to the receiver. That might have been the chance. Now drop it back. 2nd down and 10. They're going to go deep again. It looks very familiar. I think they ran the same thing and it worked. Touchdown, Cincinnati. And we're on to sudden death. They kick the extra point once again with another opportunity to go for 2 and go for the win. They pass it up. Instead, they're going to give TJ the ball back, and giving him the ball back might be dangerous. TJ is going to hand it off. Bronson loses yards. 3rd down and 10. Under pressure again. TJ floats it up. Oh, it's incomplete. They got to stop. Cincinnati can win it. As they go 2nd down and 8 now. Spread in the field. They'll throw outside. Can they pull it off? 3rd down and 8. Cincinnati putting a crack in the armor of the Browns, and he's going to be a yard shy. They'll punt. They'll punt. And I don't know. That was the move. I think just 1 yard. I don't trust giving them the ball back. This Cleveland offense, it's a juggernaut. You stopped them once. Can you do it again? I don't think so. They're down to the 40. Oh no, TJ. Completion to the 32-yard line. And Bronson, big run. Almost 20 yards on the play, and a field goal for the win. Cleveland make it 19-0. And it was McPherson, the former Bengal, putting it through as Comella throws for 360. And we are on to a round 2 matchup. And it is Super Bowl brother versus brother once again. Will it be 4-0 for TJ and 0-4 for JJ? Or will JJ finally win a Super Bowl? 4 attempts it is taken. And will it be the last one? Or will TJ try to chase Brady's Super Bowl ring record and get his 4th? We start in a high-scoring 3rd down and 9, 35-35 game where TJ has the ball rolling, and TJ under pressure, he's sacked, and he's hurt. TJ is hurt on the play, and he'll go to the sidelines. TJ is gonna have to send his defense out there, but he's banged up. And now JJ takes over. It's 35-35, and JJ's played one heck of a game up until this point, and he seems more motivated than ever. If now's not the time, when will it ever be? As they'll go play action. JJ to the flats, got the fullback, and he's gonna go inside the 10, down to the 3. JJ's got 5 touchdowns on the day. Handoff, and stopped at the 4. Will it be JJ dropping to throw outside? Caught. Loses a yard. 3rd down and goal for the 7-point lead. It's Carmelo to the end zone. Touchdown number 6. It's his 6th touchdown in the Super Bowl for the lead. And TJ, he's not coming back. TJ's out. TJ's gone. It's the backup. And will it be a break of all breaks for JJ Comella as they get the 1st down completion? 7 minutes to go as TJ, it's gonna be off target, and he's just having to watch this guy just struggle right now. He's throwing it deep. 1-on-1, it's incomplete. JJ takes back over. 42-35, and he's got a completion again, and another big play. How about 19 more? Is he looking for a record-tying 7 touchdowns in the Super Bowl? He's got a stiff arm to the 37. What a time to have your best time off the sidelines. JJ is unreal right now. He can't be stopped. Screen. Got it. Inside the 10 and out of bounds at the 6. He's near 400 yards. They'll go read option. And JJ slides for the 1st down. 1st and goal with 4 minutes to play, and he's gonna go end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown number 7! Touchdown 7th of the game in the Super Bowl. Are you kidding me? JJ will not be denied in a career-defining performance. TJ, meanwhile, can only watch in horror on the sidelines as a sack comes in. The backup is struggling. 4th and 10 with the game on the line. He's going to load up and throw it deep. It's tipped. It's tipped again. Incomplete. And the Browns' undefeated season is unraveling. And of all people to do it, it's JJ. Of all people to end his brother's hopes and dreams, it's JJ Carmella, the field goal good. 52-35, throwing it deep again. The backup quarterback just trying to throw Hail Marys, and it's not working. 4th down again, and another chance, another downfield pass, and another incomplete. JJ to seal it for the 1st Super Bowl in his career. 1st down, and the game is over. JJ Comella finally wins a Super Bowl. It took him a decade. It took a lot of help. It took facing maybe the greatest team of all time, but he did it, and I don't want to put an asterisk next to it. I don't care that his brother got hurt. He threw 7 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. But even when you win it, even when you finally overcome everything to win and get the big time upset win over your brother, there's always going to be that asterisk next to it. Because what happens if TJ didn't get hurt? If TJ doesn't get hurt, he's going to take the field in a 42-35 game. But there's no denying that JJ outplayed his brother and played one of the greatest games ever in the greatest Super Bowl ever. But there are going to be people putting an asterisk next to that. Maybe that's not fair, though. Maybe it is fair. What would have happened? But we don't know. All we do know is JJ has a ring and a Super Bowl MVP. And I think that was what gave him the confidence. Finally climbing that hurdle. Finally getting over that hump. Finally being called a champion. Because we go into the next season. And the team for Minnesota got a little bit better. They added another pass catcher. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they're A-okay too. They're still a great team. But it was playoffs. 1 seed versus 1 seed. Again, both teams at the top. And JJ wins MVP. Riding high. Super Bowl win. MVP. How about a 5-touchdown domination in the playoffs? And JJ is playing unbelievable now as TJ tries to one-up him. 4 touchdowns, 440 yards, dominating in the divisional round, and just like that, we are on to the conference championship. JJ and TJ looking for a round 3 and a back-to-back matchup, and Minnesota at home here in the NFC Championship. They're going to want to do it. They're going to have to take out the Green Bay Packers, and in a very rare, low-scoring game. 7-2 is your score right now. An unusual one, but one that is going to put to the test JJ in other ways. He's put up the big numbers. He's put up the big-time statistics. He's got an MVP. He's got a second MVP. He's got a 7-touchdown Super Bowl performance. But what happens when everything is not clicking? It's been playing winning football that's been the difficult part for JJ. Playing the football that is able to get them over the hump when you just aren't having the big time 30, 40, 50-point performances. You do things like that, like throw an interception, and JJ with a pick. And the Packers in a 5-point game have it back, and that is what we were talking about. As a run, Green Bay, big play, inside the 15, down to the 11. And Green Bay can take the lead. And will it be the same old for JJ? When things are not clicking, he unravels. Or will it be a victory where he can rectify the narrative here? Snake! Oh, it fumbled at the snake! Oh, no way! Minnesota picks it up! The defense gave you a second chance. Now go out there and prove that you can just play some winning football right now. As he throws the slant route. Got it. 3rd down and inches. Sneaks it. 1st down. 4:30 to play. Play action. Putting it in JJ's hands. Thrown over the middle. It's caught. 8 yards. 3rd down and 2. You don't need to hit the big hitters. You just need to do things like that. More plays like that. Quick hitters. Methodical. Move it down the field. Take your time and make plays like that. Another 1st down. With 3:20 to go. They set up the screen, and they got it out to the back. Who's going to make a move? And he's going to stay in bounds, I think. He does. And that'll be a 3rd down and 3. They go delay of game, though. And a player just took too long to get set. Instead, it'll be 3rd down and 8. 2:30 to go. Comella, poise, and come in the pocket, delivers 1st down. Packer timeout, and Comella maybe maturing more and more, and well into his career trying to buck the narratives around him. Handoff, 1st down, and the Vikings, it wasn't pretty, it wasn't easy. 7-2, it's a win. In the conference championship, they are headed to a Super Bowl, and will it be a rematch? As JJ will be sitting there waiting and watching. TJ, meanwhile, has to take out the Chargers. 13-10, the score. He is looking for the biggest of redemptions in his career because he's never had to overcome adversity quite like this. He's never had to lose a championship game. He's never lost a championship game. He never lost in high school. He didn't lose the national championship. He had never lost the Super Bowl. And for the first time, he's having to battle back from losing the big game. It's just not something he's used to. 2nd and goal as the handoff. Bronson tries to slip through. He'll have 5 on the play as they spread the field. 3rd down, quick pass. Down half a yard away. They're going to go for it. Love the call. Will it be a great result, though? TJ, touchdown, Browns. And Cleveland, McLean take a 10-point lead as they'll go Amari and Hampton losing a yard there. 3rd down and 11 for the Chargers, throwing it deep, and he's got to step it. He's going to have an incomplete pass. 4th and 11. Cleveland defense picked them off. And on 4th down, you didn't need to catch the pick. It's just as good as a stop, but you get the football back and a chance to go up now by 3 scores and punch that ticket to a rubber match to end all rubber matches. You don't want to look too far ahead, though. You don't want to just chalk this up as a win quite yet. You got to take care of business here inside the red zone. 3rd down and 2. Underneath, that's caught. Headed for the end zone. He's going to be 2 yards away. And from the goal line, heading it off. And it's a touchdown, Browns. Cleveland takes a 17-point lead in the Chargers. They can only hope to have a miracle in them as Cleveland. They may not be 17-0 in the regular season like last time, as the Chargers get a touchdown here, a deep touchdown, a quick one as well, but they still have to recover an onside kick, and they won't do it. They got all their timeouts, but Cleveland just needs to get a couple of first downs here. There's a big one, and that'll get them to the red zone, so they'll be able to tack on more points if they want to, but a sack here, 2nd down and 17. 3 minutes to play. There's a big one, and a touchdown, Browns, to put the dagger in them. Browns versus Vikings, and the story is clear. Was last year a fluke? TJ got hurt in the 4th quarter, and some people will put an asterisk next to that Super Bowl. He didn't really beat his brother. He beat him for not even 3 quarters even. He was tied after 3 quarters. He didn't even beat him, even though the result went in his favor, even though he threw a record 7 touchdowns, even though everything went his way. If TJ wins this game, then TJ can say, yep, that was a fluke, and I beat you twice in the Super Bowl. I got another ring. I'm the one. If JJ wins, though, there's no excuses. That's definitive. That is 2 in a row that he will have won. That's 2 in a row over his brother that he will have won. We hit the 4th quarter, 21-16. Down is the Browns. TJ with the ball, and he's going to get stopped shy of the marker, and they'll have to punt. JJ has the ball, has the lead, has the run game, putting up a big one, and it's inside Browns territory all the way to the 36. And JJ getting some help from the ground game as they go back to him for 5 more. 3rd down and 5. JJ to the air. He'll go down the middle. It's caught. 1st down. 15 yards, and JJ having another clean game as he'll throw outside in the flats. That's going to be caught in a gain of 4 from the 12-yard line. 2nd down and 6. They'll run it, and they'll go right up the middle and looking for a 2-score lead. 9 minutes to play. TJ hands it to the outside. Is in. Touchdown, Vikings. Can it be? JJ, can he do it again? Or will TJ have a response? He's down by 12, and when TJ is pushed against the wall like that, he plays his best. Or will he, under the adversity, finally start to unravel? 3rd down and inches. TJ snakes it. Got the 1st down from the 47-yard line. 1st and 10 with 7 to go. Floated outside. That's going to be caught and out of bounds for 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3 as they will throw down the middle. And that was high, but he snagged it. And there's 6 minutes to go as he runs, spinning off his Braxton. And he's got the 1st down. Nice run there as they'll go with a play action. Comella will throw into the flats. There's Braxton again, and Braxton has got another 7 on the play from the 21. They'll go underneath, and TJ doing what he does best. Just quick hitters, methodical, smart, decisive, and then the run game able to help him out there. There's 4 minutes to play as he got the completion, and we're set the stage for what is an incredibly big situation here. 6-yard line, the run back, touchdown Browns, and here is the defining plays maybe in JJ's career. Can he play the winning football as he misfires his first pass? And this could be the narrative shaped on JJ's career. 3rd down and 7. He'll throw. It is he's throwing, but he got the completion. He got it. Another run. 1st down. He made the play. And now a chance to end the game. They still need 1 1st down from the 29. 2nd down and 3. They're running up the middle. 1st down. 1 more definitively ends this. 1 more will put the conversation to bed. None more can take the asterisks away. 2-minute warning. It's 3rd down. They'll run it. He's not quite going to get there. 4th down. They're going to go for it. They're putting it in JJ's hands for the win under pressure. And he's got it. Caught 1st down. He did it. Hey, got him again! JJ nails it! And the Vikings will win the Super Bowl again! And they will beat their brother again! JJ has shaped the narrative of his life and finally is the one, the talk, the definitive, better player, at least for now. You can make the argument for their careers. You can make the argument for their lives. You can make the arguments for prior seasons. But after beating his brother in 2 straight Super Bowls, I think at least the conversation can die out for now. And the narrative can be in his favor. He gets to stand on the podium saying definitively, I won the big game. I made the big plays. I took out my brother. I made it happen. He threw for 2 touchdowns, 325 yards, just 9 incompletions. He threw for 5,000 yards, 47 touchdowns, his best season, where he also ran for 700 yards and 5 touchdowns. He just was the better player, MVP, Super Bowl winner, and back-to-back Super Bowl winner, something his brother has not done. It felt like it maybe broke something in TJ because he switched teams. His contract with the Browns came to an end and he decided to move. And not only did he move, the team he went to is the Green Bay Packers. TJ moves to his brother's division. Now you can argue he just moved to his brother's division or whatever, but you could also just say, you know, grew up a Packer fan, grew up in Wisconsin, wants to come home, wants to play for his hometown team, but he moved to his brother's division. And after we get to the end of the season, JJ wins his 3rd MVP and will take himself to the playoffs. And if you want a little update, I wasn't going to show the in-season stuff there for both of them because they played twice a season. So they ended up splitting the season series 1-1. But still, that is ridiculous that he ends up going to the Packers. And, well, they're both making the playoffs here. They both had double-digit victories. And the defending back-to-back champ, Minnesota Vikings, are down 20-13 over the 49ers as Comella throwing it out there after his back-to-back MVP wins as well. 3rd down and 7. JJ will go underneath, and that's a completion with a catch and run and a big gain to the 34-yard line as he'll have a handoff up the middle, and they'll go and just kind of fall down for a short gain. 3rd down and 4, though, at the 28 as we move ahead, and that ball incomplete. 4th down, big chance here to go for it and tie this game up, and he's gonna miss it. Incomplete. They passed up on a field goal try, and the defense will get a sack to help them maybe get this football back in good field position if he can get that 3 and out, as they'll have it 3rd down and 10. Niners from the 29 over the middle, that ball low and behind, and it'll be a punt. Vikings now another chance to tie this one up as they get 5 yards on the drive to start things out and go to 3rd down and 3. Another quick completion there as KC Gordon's got 5 grabs, 37 yards on the day, and keep on going to him as they'll have another 1st down completion out, as now moving the football to the 39-yard line. JJ underneath, he's got to catch it, he gets around the defender, 1st down into the red zone. Gain of 19 on the play as they get 2 on 1st down. 2nd and 8, they get a screen, and that'll be 3 more. 3rd down and 5 as the quick throw up the side, touchdown, he was wide open. tie the game up, and Minnesota is all ready to put their defense out there to try to get another stop. Maybe see if you can give JJ another game-winning drive opportunity, as a first down there from the Niners on the ground will go on the air as they swing it out to the running back, who's got a lot of room. And there you go, first down into Viking territory. Second down and 8, 2-minute warning hits as the pressure gets in. Sack, fumble, he scoops it up, he gets back up, and he'll take it all the way. Vikings, touchdown, defense comes up with the scoop and score. And Minnesota is one stop away from winning this game and moving on to another chance at trying to compete for a Super Bowl. No first round bye this year for these guys, but still one step further on is all you could really ask for here, especially with the defense coming up with a big play like that. And with time, 3rd and 15, he had a man, but it was over his head. 4th and 15, 4-man rush, and he'll throw. That's gotta be a first down, but he doesn't get the second foot in. They say incomplete. Just a small portion of his foot out of bounds, but it was enough as we move to Green Bay dominating the Rams. TJ in a Packer jersey comes up with the victory there, and we'll keep it with TJ to see some action from him. They're taking on a top-seeded Carolina Panthers team. How crazy would it be to see TJ versus JJ, this time not in a Super Bowl, but in an NFC championship, as this is very much within the realms of possibility here as TJ fumbles, and it's a scoop up by the Panthers. He's got the ball back with the lead, and Carolina, look at him breaking off a tackle there, and he'll get 5 yards. 3rd down and 3. Throw it outside, and he's got the first down marker out of bounds. As can Carolina get a 2-score lead here? They'll be at the 18-yard line. Throw it forward. Incomplete pass. I think he dropped that one. 3rd down and 10. We're in the rain, so some effects are going to be at play here. Sacked. And Carolina will settle for a field goal. Kick is good. 20-14 as TJ takes over, trying to get things done for his home Green Bay squad, and trying to maybe even twist the knife in a little bit more on his brother, as a little role reversal as it was in college, where JJ went to Minnesota, went to the rival of Wisconsin to try to take them down in the most bitter ways possible. Now maybe TJ feeling like he needs to make the move, he needed to make the change, and he needed to twist the knife in a little bit and go to Minnesota's rival in Green Bay, as they'll run for a gain of 6. 2nd down as they'll go read option, and that's not going to work out. TJ not much of a runner. 3rd down and 6. As from the 13, he'll find a man right at the marker, and he has the first down with just 3 minutes to go. Counter run. He's not going to have it. 3rd down and goal from the 4 for the lead. Floats it. Touchdown, Packers. TJ takes the lead and looking to take Green Bay to the NFC Championship, as Carolina will move, throw it, and he's going to have it incomplete. 3rd down from the 30 as they got 2.5 to go. With time again, he'll go deep. It's got an open man and into field goal range as Carolina can maybe run out this clock. Green Bay's going to have to start using timeouts. Here it is, 3rd down though, and the Packers get a stop. That'll be a field goal try. Carolina for the lead. Kick is almost blocked, but it's going to go through the upright. 23-21. Comella, can you get your first big signature moment as a Packer quarterback? As he'll have a big completion to start the drive off. Now right past midfield at the 49-yard line. 48 seconds to play as he will throw. Right side, curl around, got the first. And they're on long distance field goal range. You'd like to get a little bit closer though, like that. You don't want to kick it too far out in the rain. 31 seconds to play. 3rd down. Run the football. There you go. Into the red zone. And you can kick it here. They run it down. Field goal for the win is good. And Green Bay takes a 1-point win and will head to the NFC Championship. Meanwhile, JJ, we take a peek over at him. They're taking on the Dallas Cowboys, and a chance to have not a Super Bowl matchup, but another playoff matchup between these two. And JJ throwing underneath. There you go to the tight end. It feels like JJ, though, since winning the Super Bowl, since winning the MVP, since kind of cementing himself at the top of the football landscape, he's played a lot more comfortably. He's played a lot more calmly. He's played a lot better. And the MVPs, the statistics, the results, all of that is playing a factor at it. I mean, it shows as that field goal, another one almost blocked as Minnesota takes the 20-17 lead over Dallas, who's got a run where he sheds off a tackle, and Dallas is going to have a fumble. Minnesota picks it up and out of bounds. So it stays with Dallas as they'll go over the middle, slant route, breaks off a tackle, and he'll break off another one. Oh, is he going to go? Hey, it's down at the 2. So close. And Dallas for the lead now, trying to knock off the back-to-back jams. Loss of 1, 2nd and goal from the 3. Hey, he's down at the half-yard line, snake it in. He doesn't get it, and they're going to kick the field goal. What a stop from Minnesota's defense. And Minnesota will take over up the middle run. That'll be 11 yards on the play. 6:30 to go. Quick drop, swing it out. It's a run play. That's what it's going to count as a backwards throw will get them a loss of 1. 3rd down and 8. JJ to the air with a 3-man rush. He'll float one, and it was good ball placement. Good enough to where he only had a chance to catch it, but it was still a really tough catch to make, maybe more so the decision. That could have used a little bit of a review there, as Dallas is going to go 2 plays, no yards, and it's 3rd down and 10 as they'll go out to a 1st down completion. That was another good ball placement moment where only the receiver can make that play, and their receiver did make the play. Under 4 to go, and a wide open man over the middle. Dallas with an injury, but they're moving this football now, closing in on that field goal range when he's sacked. Minnesota's defense with another big play, though. 3rd down. Can you get off the field? To the end zone! Caught! Touchdown, Cowboys! Now JJ's going to have to come up with a big game-tying drive here. He's got 2.5 minutes to go, but he's been on point each of the last few years. It's been little to zero mistakes from him, as that's a 1st down completion there. 39-yard line. Quick pass. That'll be caught. And there is 6 yards, 3rd down and 4. We're at the 2-minute warning. Comella, nice time in the pocket, throws it back across the middle, and another 1st down. Timeout's being used here as they go a run play, and that's not going to go anywhere. He loses a yard. 1.5 minutes, you lose time, you lose yardage as they throw over the middle. That's a 1st. Huge conversion there. 34-yard line. Comella down the sidelines. Beautiful ball, and he's going to be at the 9. 1st and goal. They'll run it, and this is where running is pretty appropriate here. You can run out the clock, try to just play for overtime, as he'll find a way inside. That'll be 2 yards out. 40 seconds to play. Comella, he'll try to run, and JJ, touchdown! And we're going to overtime. Feels like JJ's track record in overtime has actually been fairly strong. We've seen a number of overtime games, most of which we've seen the Comellas, both of them really come up on the positive end of no matter what it's been, whether it's been, battling back and forth, touchdown, sudden death, or just the defense is coming out and making some stands. But when overtime hits, the Comellas have been really effective as JJ will throw underneath and looking to have another touchdown drive. No fumble. Cowboys pick it up. The receiver fumbled. And could that be the end? Dallas, any points win it, and they start the drive at midfield and play action. Dallas steps up. He'll run. He'll retreat. He'll fumble. Dallas picks it up, though, but they lose a bunch of yards, 3rd and 19. As they got to have a long way to go. He's sacked again. Dallas fumbles their opportunity away, and Minnesota will get another chance. It wouldn't have been on JJ. He didn't fumble the football. His receiver did, but still, scary nonetheless. Sudden death, though, as the run play loses yards, 3rd and 13. JJ down the middle of the field. What a ball! Caught! Are you kidding me? What a throw! And now with the field goal in range, kick the ball through the uprights for the NFC title game. Here we go. TJ versus JJ in an NFC championship battle. Well, feels like TJ's been spiraling a little bit since the Super Bowl losses to his brother, especially the one to, knock out the undefeated season. It's drove him to go and move to his division rival Green Bay Packer team. Meanwhile, JJ's playing better, smoother, more comfortable than ever. And a chance at the Super Bowl on the line. Will it be a third Super Bowl appearance and a chance at a third in a row for JJ, or will TJ have his chance at his fourth and do it on a second different team? Right now, we're in the fourth quarter, 10 minutes to play. Minnesota's up 21-10, and TJ not having a great game up until this point. That ball caught, though, for a first down. I mean, it hasn't been really a whole lot of mistakes being made, but he's not looking like that 5,700-yard quarterback that he was a couple of years back as they'll throw the screen out. He'll have blocking. He'll have a first down at the 34-yard line as they go to the shotgun and will find a sack. He's just not mobile enough to move like that. 3rd and 17 from the 41. He's throwing it deep. He wants the end zone, and it's incomplete. As they'll go for too long for a field goal, too short for a punt. Down by 2 scores. Kamala! Incomplete! And TJ cannot get it done there. Now JJ takes over. 3rd and 7, though. Threatening to go 3 and out, and he does. He actually misses that ball as TJ takes over. And can TJ be the one here as he gets sacked again? But TJ is proven to be clutch in so many moments, but against his brother these last couple of times, it hasn't gone his way. And will it not go his way this time? 3rd down, he's stopped. 4 minutes to go. This could be it. Your last chance, TJ. Throw it down the field. Oh, it's caught. What a grab. And a nice throw as well. As we're at midfield, bubble screen. He's going to break a tackle. Not 2, though, and we'll get 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4 as TJ with a clean pocket. Just a 3-man rush all the time in the world. Will find an open man, and it'll be knocked down in the 39-yard line. 3.5 to go as TJ, another outside pass. He's been attacking that right side of the field, and he'll have another first down. Quick throw left side now, as that'll be open, and that'll be 6 more. Just hold on to those timeouts, though. You got 3 minutes to play as they'll run it, and he'll not get anything on that one. 3rd down with the 3-minute mark. Comella, will it be a touchdown? He'll go for it all. It's incomplete, and they'll kick the field goal now. So that'll be a 1-score game, 8-point deficit. And JJ with another chance to put his brother away for a 3rd straight year in the playoffs, for a 3rd straight Super Bowl opportunity. It's a first down. 1 more to do it. Can he get him again? Can he send his brother home 1 more time? It'll be 3rd down and 9. 1:20 to play. JJ with time. JJ sacked. But TJ's going to have just 30 seconds to play as he'll throw it short. He did enough to take a lot of time off the clock, but will it be TJ having another miracle moment as he'll go outside? That ball caught, and I think he got out of bounds there. They say yes, he did. 25 seconds to play from the 41. He's going to have to take some deep shots. He's going to go down the field. There it is. Caught at the 20 and 18 seconds to play. TJ, this is to try to shift the narrative back into your favor. TJ throws it short. It's caught and out of bounds 11 seconds from the 16. Here you go. This is your chance to get back at your brother. Throw it up the back of the end zone. You'll have maybe 1 more play and send the blitz. TJ goes down. Game over. Game over. And JJ does it again. 21-13. JJ sends his brother home a 3rd straight year. 2 Super Bowls and a conference championship where once again he just outplayed his brother with 3 touchdowns, no picks, and back to a Super Bowl appearance. As with TJ moving to the NFC, it opened the door. Cleveland not able to get the job done. It opened the door for a team that's been on the doorstep of a Super Bowl multiple times. The Cincinnati Bengals now find themselves as the team standing in JJ's way. JJ, this game is massive for a number of reasons. It's not just a Super Bowl. It's your chance at a three-peat. And not only that, it's the chance to tie your brother in Super Bowl rings with 3. And maybe you wouldn't have thought that would be possible a couple of years ago. as Minnesota right now up 17-7 as JJ goes down a sack. 3rd down and 14, but Minnesota up by double digits, floating one deep, and an incomplete pass as Cincinnati will take over. They'll throw swing route outside, and he'll lose 5 on the play. Cincinnati, I mean, this is as good of a chance as they're going to get. They've been knocked out due to TJ multiple times, and now with the Browns out of commission, they are going to be the ones to step up, and a big play all the way. Touchdown, Cincinnati! From 51, and we're down to just a 3-point game with 10 minutes to play. Can JJ keep shining when the lights are at their brightest on this run of a lifetime, as they'll go counter run with the back, and he's got a 1st down. 9:30 to go as they'll keep it on the ground, just letting the run game do its job, and a broken tackle will spring them for 7 more. 2nd down and 3. Go back to the run game. And back to another 1st down. They got JJ going play action this time and dialing it up at the right time, but he can't hang on to the pass. 3rd and 9 as JJ throw in outside open man. Caught inside the 20. Down to the 13. A gain of 30 as they'll go quick drop. Throwing the football. End zone. Caught. Touchdown. Minnesota. 2-score lead again. Vikings up 24-14 with 7 minutes to play, and 7 minutes away from a 3-peat, which is about as historic as it gets. Cincinnati, though, trying to stop it from happening. Throw underneath. That's going to be caught as they're well within Viking territory. Field goal range has been acquired. You would like to score the touchdown, though, with the way this Minnesota offense is rolling. As we're at the 5:15 mark, 35-yard line, new set of downs. As a little step up throw on the run, that's going to be caught and reaching just shy, 2nd and inches. From the 25, they'll run it. He'll have the 1st down, get to about the 20-yard line as we're at the 4:15 mark. Red zone, throwing, hitch, and we'll be inside the 10. Goal to go from the 7. Handoff up the middle, breaking a tackle. He'll have 4. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Throwing, end zone, touchdown. Cincinnati responds again. 24-21, 3:30 to play as Minnesota with one more try to put this game away. Will Cincinnati get a stop, or will JJ come away with another Super Bowl? That catch and run, 1st down. Cincinnati down to 1 timeout on 2nd and 7, play action. JJ underneath, got the completion, and it'll be 2 yards, 3rd down and 5. One opportunity to put the game away. Deep incomplete, and Cincinnati's gonna have 1 try at it. If they can't get it here, though, it's game over. 2-minute warning will hit after this play, and they'll have the completion for 8 more yards at the 48-yard line. So Cincinnati, no clock stoppages left unless they get out of bounds. That'll be 5 yards on that play. 1:42 to go. Screen to the running back. He's got nice blocking set up. Hits another one, and another 1st down to the 41. Minnesota has to burn a timeout due to an injury. 2nd and 8. Quick throw. That's caught at the 32. And Cincinnati's in field goal range to tie it. Now maybe thinking about a touchdown here as they'll go get closer. Another 1st down. Will they take their shot as Cincinnati underneath has it short again. 45 seconds to play at the 25-yard line. 2nd down and 6, end zone! Oh no! Touchdown, Cincinnati! To take the lead. JJ has just 35 seconds and 2 timeouts. He needs a touchdown, though, and that's the 1st timeout. 7 yards there. You're going to have to get close enough to take a shot as they'll get a pass there. That's out of bounds, all right, at the 40-yard line. Still got to go 60 yards, though, with 1 timeout. Quick pass. They're going to take this one in the middle of the field because they can use that final timeout. They do. They're at the 44-yard line, though, as with 20 seconds to play, JJ is going to avoid the sack and just get rid of it. Good job there. 17 seconds, though. You got a couple of chances, couple of shots. He's taking his time. He's going to go deep. It's over the head of his receiver. He had a chance at it, and it's incomplete. That might have been the shot. That might have been it. 3rd down with 10 seconds to play. Out of bounds pass, and we're down to 1 play. A Hail Mary for the Super Bowl. 28-24 Minnesota. Gonna have Comella load up. Throw it deep for the win. Comella! Oh, no way! It's caught! Touchdown! Are you kidding me? Super Bowl! Hail That is unbelievable! To now Presley makes the leaping grab over everybody! And a Super Bowl for JJ in the most dramatic, unbelievable fashion you can imagine! 30-28. I have no words. Well, that's how you go in three-peated style. You go and you beat your brother 3 straight years. You throw 7 touchdowns at a Super Bowl, and then you go in this one and win it on a Hail Mary for a 4-touchdown performance in the big game, and another great MVP season, another Super Bowl MVP. And if that didn't send TJ spiraling even more to have 3 Super Bowls be won at your expense, doesn't feel too good. But he's starting to feel, not starting, he's feeling what JJ has felt his entire life, being passed over. The Packers missed the playoffs the next year, 8-9. Meanwhile, Minnesota makes it. TJ, first time out of the playoffs in a long time. He threw for 4,000 yards. Still had a nice season, but the fact that it's just not being the same right now, he's just not feeling the same, as the Saints here against the Vikings score a touchdown with 5 seconds to go to make it a 12-point game. But this one was really all Minnesota all the way, as JJ, I mean, I guess he's looking for 4 in a row. That's not going to be easy, obviously, and he'll be taking on the Chicago Bears. So another division rival has came out to play. It's the toughest division in football, I guess, when you got TJ Comella last in the division right now. It's about as tough as it gets. So 14-7, Minnesota is down on the scoreboard, and a chance at another NFC Championship, another Super Bowl appearance, and maybe JJ can even surpass his brother in rings, but running out of chances, obviously. They're getting up there in age as they'll throw red zone, 4th and inches. They're going to go for it. They'll avoid the 2-score lead, and they don't get it. Minnesota is going to take the ball back in a chance to tie it. 8 minutes to play as JJ will go to the air. 3rd down and 7. Strike down the middle. Caught in a 1st down. Nice job, as once again just making another big-time throw in a big-time situation, as JJ will go underneath. Look at that, getting an offensive lineman on a route. Why not? He'll get 5 on the play. 6 minutes to go. Throw is tight, not going to happen, incomplete. They'll punt the football away, as Chicago will take over, and a chance to rectify that last possession, where things would be looking a lot different right now if they took that field goal, or if they got that 1st down and ended up finding the end zone. But a 2-score lead is what they're looking for all over again, as they'll have a 1st down there from the 41. They'll throw quick out, and that's caught with room to run. He's got a 1st down and more at the 42-yard line. They'll go with a 3-yarder on 1st down. 2nd and 7, quick to the flats, and that'll be loss of 2. He runs backwards a little bit out of bounds. 3rd down and 9. Can they get into field goal range? Yes, they will, and they get the 1st down as well. And this is not looking good for Minnesota, and they might lose to the top-seeded Chicago Bears right now. The Bears could pull this one off, as White will throw, and they are looking, throwing, floating, incomplete, 4th down, but this time they will take the field goal. Kick is good, and that will be a 17-7 game where JJ is going to have to come out here and do something pretty crazy with 2 minutes to go. 2-minute warning is hit. He's got all of his timeouts, but they're probably going to use some on this drive unless they hit any big plays. That will be a 1st down. 46-yard line, throwing high, that's caught, and there's the 1st timeout. That's rough. You got to make sure you can't use any of these other ones, though. And the 40-yard line, maybe think about kicking the field goal soon, as they'll go to another short pass. That'll be a 1:15 to go from the 35. JJ scrambling, 1st down and more, and that'll be the 2nd timeout. Now you're banking on the onside kick, as you got to still score the touchdown, though, as you definitely, after using the timeouts, got to go for the touchdown here. 3rd down and 3, as with pressure in, he gets it out. 1st down inside the 10, down to the 5. Goal to go. 30 seconds to play, though. No more timeouts. And JJ runs it in. Touchdown, Vikings. But for the defending 3-time champs in a row, it is game over. And a exit in the playoffs. You knew you couldn't just win Super Bowls infinitely, but it hurts to go out nonetheless as JJ ends with 4,400 yards, 38 touchdowns, 7 picks, and another great season. A little bit of a step back, though, but still, you know, coming off 2 MVP seasons, he was doing his thing. Giants win the Super Bowl this year as they move over to the next season where TJ missed the playoffs last year and trying to get back this time around as JJ, can he go and try to win MVP number 4, Super Bowl number 4, something here as they will result in a playoff appearance for both the Packers and Vikings. Vikings won the division, and the Packers, meanwhile, are getting kind of stomped out by the Saints. The Saints won their division, 9 wins, and TJ Comella just has only 80 yards on the game. He's just not been the same. It's not like he's been a bad quarterback, obviously, but he's just not been the same since losing to his brother and for the first time in his life not being the one, not being the guy, not being the talk, not being the golden child that he's been his entire career. And he's crumbled a little bit. He's just not playing the same. It's not hitting the same. He's not making the special plays. He's not having 5,000-yard seasons. He's still putting up Pro Bowl years. He's still playing good. It's just not the same, though. And moving to Green Bay, maybe you could say it was just a move to get closer to home, or maybe you could say it was out of desperation and a need to compete and take back the crown from his brother and try to, you know, end the source, kill the source from within the division and maybe try to get him out of the playoffs before he can even enter it. And that's backfired. Maybe things would have been different if he stayed in the AFC, but now that he took his brother on head on, he's losing the division to him. He's losing in the playoffs to him. And he's not getting out of the first round right now because he's out here losing by double digits still to the Saints with 2 minutes to play from the 10-yard line. Throw into the end zone. It's a touchdown. And he's gotten going here late in this fourth quarter, but it might be too little too late. The Saints can put this game away, and a first down there is going to result in one more getting the job done, and the Saints will knock out TJ in the first round. And even though TJ pulls through to have a good statistical game on paper at the end, it took him all the way until the fourth quarter to do that. He had his best season in a couple of years. Still was not enough, though. Minnesota, meanwhile, is going to be taking on the Chicago Bears. Once again, a little rematch here. Can he do what he couldn't last year, and that is beat the Chicago team? They're not quite the 13-win division winners, but still a strong team as they'll go run right up the middle. That's a first down. Chicago 20-13, the lead, and Chicago keeping it moving. Run game. Going to get him a nice gain again from the 34. Handoff again. This running back cannot be stopped right now as they'll go for another first down. I mean, in the following years, the team has gotten a little bit older, deteriorated a little bit defensively, had to get expensive in other places, but still got to get it done here as Chicago does eventually get stopped, but by then they're in field goal range. They booted through the uprights 23-13 as Comella will go to the air, throw to the outside, caught for a first down. How about keeping it in the air here? RPO into the flats it goes. That's another first down, running through a defender, and at the 40-yard line he got it. Third down and 2. Comella got a completion again. And he's starting to heat up a little bit in an attempt to make it a one-score game. They already got the field goal in their back pocket, and they are going to have a first down run to the 11-yard line. 5 minutes to play. JJ to the air, going to go underneath. The running back's got it. They're pushing him forward for a gain of 7. Third down and 3 from the 4. Quick throw, touchdown. JJ delivers. And they will need to lean on their defense now for a stop here as a first down run. This running back is literally unable to be brought down, unable to be stopped. It is just 10 yards a pop every run. He's over 100 on the game. And with 4 minutes to play, how about another first down? Clock starting to tick away as they're going to have to start burning timeouts. Minnesota cannot bring this dude down. 3 minutes to go. Handoff again. First down again. That's a timeout being used as Chicago, look at this back go. Another first down. How many more will it be? It's another big run at 8 yards. Second down, and they keep running. They keep getting it. You just can't stop them right now, as they finally will throw the ball, but it's to the running back, and he's in. Touchdown for the 2-score lead again, and simply, you just couldn't stop that guy. JJ down by 10 with no timeouts to go. And yeah, this looks like it is slipping out of his reach. Just nothing you can really do when the defense plays that poorly in a game-clinching situation, as that is brutal to deal with. But JJ keeps stringing along these completions to try to make it a 1-score game. Maybe have a faint chance of the onside kick, as they'll throw for another first down at about the 26-yard line. 46 seconds to play. JJ outside. That ball's caught at the 21-yard line. 3rd down and 6. JJ to the air. He'll throw for the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. 4th down. They'll just kick the field goal now and rely on an onside kick and maybe some more Hail Mary magic, as the kick is picked up by the Bears. And that will be game. Chicago knocks them out of the playoffs. JJ, pretty solid performance, just not able to get it done there, as the run defense was especially brutal. But it's where things get a little interesting, as well, as JJ ends up with a 4,400-yard season, 37 touchdowns, 8 picks, and running for 6 more touchdowns. And after 14 years, JJ Comella is actually gonna call it quits. He retires after 14 years, which is unexpected to retire at the age of 36. It's not like he was super young, but he could have definitely played more. But I guess for a guy who had tried for 30 plus years to finally be taken, seriously over his brother, to finally be perceived as the better one, to finally get that chip off his shoulder after losing 3 Super Bowls and finally winning 3 in a row and doing everything that he wanted to do, winning 3 MVPs. I guess he had nothing left to prove. I mean, he is somebody who is able to walk out, leave the game before the game leaves you, walk out healthy, walk out happy, walk out content, and TJ, meanwhile, feels like he has more to prove. And in another season, he misses the playoffs again. 8-9. 31 touchdowns, 4 picks, down to 62 completion percentage. And TJ is really spiraling downwards again, trying to rectify the losses to his brother, where he just hasn't recovered from. Ever since the first NFC Championship, he's just not even won a playoff game. And then in the next season, a small step back, 7-10, missing the playoffs again. 3,500 yards, 32 touchdowns. Like, he's still a good quarterback, but it's just not the same. And he's going to keep sticking around for another season, another year, in which he is trying to maybe force something that isn't going to happen, as he goes 7 wins again. And after another 7 or 8 win season, 4 in a row, 28 touchdowns, 62 completion percentage, he finally says, I can't do it anymore. After 17 years, he retires. His final 4 years going up and being a disappointment for Green Bay, as we will finally get to look at the final career statistics, the final everything. So stick around. We have all the comparisons where they rank all time and everything to get through. They both are Hall of Famers, and no surprise there. So we start with TJ Comella, who predominantly played on the Cleveland Browns. He had a career win-loss record, 188 wins to 101 losses. It's a career 65 win rate. But the Packers' years, he went 50-52 and only run literally just under half of his games in Green Bay. But you compare that to what he did in Cleveland, like, that's what I mean. It was just so much different. 138 wins to 49 losses, a 73% win rate. It was just different in Cleveland. And when he hit the Packers, that was after he lost the Super Bowls, both of them to his brother, and he just wasn't playing the same. he ends up with 72,000 passing yards, 563 touchdowns to 105 picks, a career 67 completion percentage. He ended up actually rushing for 50 touchdowns as well, which is really impressive. And then here's what he did in the playoffs, a career 19 wins to 9 losses, where he was able to put up 7,300 yards, 60 touchdowns to 14 picks, and his yards per attempt, completion percentage, pretty on par to what it looked like in the regular season. You know, a lot of times people hit the playoffs and they drop off because of the degree of competition you're playing, but he didn't really drop off all that much, and his touchdown interception ratio was also pretty dang good as well. He won 70% of his playoff games, so everything tells you that TJ Comella was one heck of a playoff performer. But it takes us to his brother JJ, who retired a couple of years earlier, never wanted to play anything less than his 100% MVP caliber self, and really with nothing left that he felt that he wanted to prove, he got the last laugh, and he got to laugh a couple of times over his brother. A career 162 wins to 76 losses, so a higher overall win rate, 68%, where he threw for 59,900 yards, so just shy of 60,000, but 479 touchdowns to 87 picks, career 69.1 completion percentage, 8.4 yards per attempt, and being an all-time level dual threat with 6,300 rushing yards and 84 rushing touchdowns. And in the playoffs, I mean, it's crazy how similar they were record-wise. 19-9 for TJ, 19-10 for JJ, which is crazy. So JJ actually had one more playoff appearance in 3 less seasons, so you can also make that of what you will. But he had 9,000 yards. So you just keep in mind, JJ only played one more playoff game than TJ, but he had over 1,000 more yards, 20 more touchdowns, completed a higher percent of his passes. When JJ, he just got into the playoffs, and when he was hitting in the Super Bowl, and when he was in those last couple of playoff runs, he was playing like a different human being, the likes of which we have not seen before. Like, it was all-time level greatness in the playoffs. Those final, those 3 Super Bowl years, he went in those 3 years 10-0 in the playoffs and was magically great, incredibly great. So that was really what bolstered his playoff statistics, but he also had a bunch of other great playoff performances as well and cemented himself as an all-time great playoff performer. I'd say better than his brother. We gotta ask the question, though. Who's better? And here is the accolades that we have to stack things up for their entire career. JJ made 11 Pro Bowls, TJ made 12. Big difference, though. JJ won 3 MVPs, TJ won 1. Both of them won 3 Super Bowls. JJ went 3-3 in Super Bowls. TJ went 3-2. When it comes to leading top offenses as well, TJ had 7 top 5 offenses. JJ had 9. TJ, if you want to count anything in college, did have a national championship, whereas JJ won the Heisman. And, you know, that other big-time accolade that they have, TJ, 5,830 passing yards in a single season, an NFL record, whereas JJ's big claim here, he had a three-peat, 3 in a row, all of which involved beating his brother on the path to getting there. So it's a strong list of accolades on both sides, and maybe you could start to think to yourself, the question's going to be asked, who is better? Who is the better brother? Who ended up with the better career? And this is going to go a long way in determining that. So now we compare to where these guys measure up in an all-time rankings, where TJ got to play a couple of more years, so he got to rack up a couple of more statistics cumulatively, but JJ still 12th in completions, 15 in attempts, 12th in yards, 7th all-time in touchdowns, where he was able to also only throw like 80-something picks, so way down there in interceptions, but on a per-game basis, 19th all-time in yards per game, 2nd all-time in yards per attempt, and when it came to QB rushing, I mean, just behind Lamar Jackson in rushing yards and just behind, you know, Josh Allen in rushing touchdowns for quarterbacks, yeah, I think that will do. Whereas JJ, 5th in completions, 5th in attempts, 3rd in yards, 3rd in touchdowns, and on a per-game basis, it's crazy. 1 away. There was 1 yard separating them on a per-game basis. TJ averaged 1 more yard per game. Yards per attempt, the difference between them, just a fraction of a yard. He was 5th all-time, and oddly was so good at QB sneaks to where he ended up with 50 rushing touchdowns, and that put him 6th all-time in rushing touchdowns, which is just crazy to think about because he was not much of a runner at all in college. So let's go to the playoffs now, and where these two ranked playoff-wise, they ended up playing 1 game difference from one another, so like the comparison here is a lot more close. Comella, 2nd in completion, 2nd in attempts, 2nd in yards, 2nd in touchdowns, all the Tom Brady, 10th in interceptions, 1st in yards per game. He averaged an absurd amount of yards per game. Like in his NFL career, he averaged about 250 passing yards per game in the regular season. In the playoffs, he averaged well over 300. So like it was a massive jump. Yards per attempt, 6th. Whereas JJ, 4th in completions, 4th in attempts, 4th in yards, 3rd in touchdowns, 15th in picks, 9th in yards per game, 5th in yards per attempt. So basically behind his brother in just about every statistical category except, things like yards per attempt and, the interceptions where he was able to throw less picks than his brother. But, I mean, that is the bulk of everything here. JJ and TJ, their career statistics, their playoff statistics, their accolades, their careers from high school to college to the NFL level. And after everything has been settled, who had the better career? Was it JJ? Was it TJ? Whose career would you rather have? Would you rather be number 1 from day 1, the chosen one, the generational talent, the guy who had all the privilege in the world to be the number 1 overall pick, number 1 overall recruit in high school, 5-star superstar level quarterback, 3-0 in Super Bowls, riding high, NFL record in passing yards, only to have it kind of crumple a little bit at the end? Or JJ, who had to constantly fight an uphill battle throughout his entire career, never was picked first, never was the one, always had a chip on his shoulder, and was allowed to have a whole lot of different experiences on the football field, had to go through heartbreak 3 times over, losing Super Bowls, had to go through heartbreak, losing to his brother in high school, in college, in the college football playoffs, in the Super Bowl the first time around, but only to pull through when the resiliency was needed and it was required to be at its highest. You pulled through, put off one of the greatest runs in NFL history, won 3 MVPs, won 3 Super Bowls in a row, and finished with a 7-touchdown Super Bowl performance, an iconic Hail Mary, and went going down as maybe the greatest playoff performer of all time, at least playoff elevation, if you want to talk about raising their game in the playoffs. Whose career would you rather have? Who would you rather be? Who was the better player? This has been a story that has been kind of cooking in the channel for a couple of months because of NIU Dynasty and everything that went into this. I really am kind of happy with how this video turned out, and I hope you guys all enjoyed, and if you did, like, comment, and subscribe. A lot of time went into this one. I really hope you guys did enjoy, though, and as always, any support is much appreciated. I will see you guys all in the next one.